Hello and welcome to a late night with the episode of Behind the Crimes with Michelle. Sorry, taking care of something. All right, you guys. So, waiting on a couple more panelists. And yes, I'm live because late because I was dealing with something. Hey, Yvonne. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Sister. Thank you, Kristen, for being here. Fox is going to join us. And we are going to roll out the old year and in with the new. Um,
Casey wants to know how come she can't be up here. Is she?
because I didn't plan for her to be up here. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't intentional. It was just we had talked about doing this live the other day. So Kim O, welcome.
Thank you are you planning on showing those screenshots that I sent you or something?
Oh yeah, I need to. Dang, I need you to email them to me. Shoot.
Oh, I need to email them. Okay.
Well, you can tell Mama. Yeah, because they're on my phone.
Okay. Hold on.
We have topics. Just give us a minute. She has to email them to me because. Anyways, tell me your New Year's resolutions while we gather our stuff together. Tell me your New Year's resolutions. Hey, open for answers. Yvonne, everybody keeps saying that. Everybody keeps saying that. You know, where you been? I miss you. And you guys, I've literally been here almost every day going live. So I think it's just the you better shut up, sister. You're not having another baby. I think it's just this algorithm and I can't fight it no matter how hard I try. Hello, my dear.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Welcome. I'm good.
Good. Well,
okay. So
what are y'all talking about?
Well, we're talking about New Year's resolutions at the moment.
Ooh, one more day left to go, huh?
Nope.
Tomorrow.
But I have big plans for tomorrow, so therefore I won't be doing a lot. I might, if there's enough signal, go live with the fireworks show.
That'd be cool.
But I'm not promising anything because I don't know, because we're going to be shooting too, so I don't know if I should go.
I have a New Year's Eve party I'm going to.
So. Yvonne says hers is no drinking, exercise, and taking care of me. That's good ones.
Okay, Michelle, I just sent it to you in the email.
Okay, I'll wait for it.
But I did not edit and trim down where they came from because I like to give credit where credit's due. But
absolutely.
Hi, Kristen. Didn't see you there. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm here. I just I was just doing some stuff, sending some stuff to Michelle that she wanted to show everybody that we think is wonderful heading into the new year. So kind of some mantra to live by, and I just happened to come across it and couldn't think of saying it any better. So
okay, which one do you want to start with?
What do you mean? You could show them in the order you want to.
I know, but I don't know which one.
Oh, it starts with competition.
Okay. Hey, Wheezy.
Hi, Wheezy. Hi, Amethyst Noir. Casey, PDM. Ooh, got everybody in here.
Come on, Cash.
I like that screen name, Hoping for Answers. That's a great one.
Okay. Hold on, let me download them. I don't like this.
Oh, you sent me these, Kristen. These are great.
Mhm.
All right. What the world? Ah,
I had my hair clipped. It was so better before. My eyes.
present. Their screen. Chrome tab. Image. Okay, we're going to start with this one. All right. Competition is so 2022. In 2023, we co-create.
Mhm.
Who wants to go
That's a
first?
novel concept, huh? Co-creating.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's about coming together as
Yeah.
content creators and as like-minded individuals and sharing like-minded hearted people where, there's less. I think like 2023 is going to be the year where people will just have a better understanding of truth and there won't be as much conflict about it. And I pray that that is within the YouTube community as well. That's what I see when I see this shot, is that it
Right.
would be
Like
nice to go into the year with a sense of unity.
So I am like when it comes to games and sports and stuff like that, I'm very, very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And I get
Oh,
mad.
board games, forget it. I'm like all in.
Like I'm very competitive. So but when it comes to being a creator, I'm not. Like I want to support everyone. I want to help everyone. Not everyone. Let me rephrase that. There are some people who don't need help. Share.
You want to help where you can.
Listen,
Right.
Linda.
There are some people who are not ever going to.
Friends check friends. We all have
Yeah.
to go in the new year being nice and drop that there. Leave it in the old year. Leave that. Listen,
Yeah.
people can change. Let's just hope that people change for the better. And if they don't, well, let them, you know what I mean? That's on them. Even share, I think, is possible of change. That's what I want to believe in my heart. Maybe
You
I'm
know
just
what?
a hopeful person.
I think that anybody's can change. They can do that. It's just how they come out the other side, what that change looks like.
Yeah.
So it may not be how we expect somebody to look like when they change, but we've got to drop those expectations of other people because we have no right really to have those expectations of how they conduct themselves. We can hope, but we cannot have these total expectations that people are going to adhere by because we've created that definition for them. So we can only hope.
Really well said, actually. That's very articulated. That's articulated the way I would like to have said it. I think you're dead on with that statement. I had a manager once who told me, I used to be like really worried about what people thought about me and, making sure I'm always, managing my P's and Q's as you do. But I was like really nervous about, new job and people involved. They're like, listen, he said, it's not your business to know what other people are thinking about you. Like that's in their head. Like that's an invasion of their privacy. So why are you making up ideas about people of how they're thinking about you when you don't, it's not your business to know unless they offer that information. I'm like, wow, that's really profound. Right. And I've taken that with me in life, like for the last 16 years. And it served a lot of good in me. Like I try not to judge others. I try not to throw rocks if I live in a glass house. You know what I mean? By that concept of like, you can think what you like to think. I'm not going to read into certain people's comments or how they say things because like, you know what, everybody has their own way of doing things. Like you said, everybody has a way of doing what they do and who are we to judge them for that? Now, if it gets personal and nasty, well, you know what, we walk away.
Yeah. And we deal with that as that approaches. But I mean, even as a therapist, I actually had my own therapist tell me, and this is common for kids that come from divorced families, that they have these expectations of what the parents are supposed to be like.
Yeah.
And after about a year and a half of listening to me, the therapist said, are you done yet? Because your dad's not going to change. He is who he is.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of like teaching the old dogs new tricks. You had that, you know, it's like you had that idea of what he was going to be, and you're holding against him that he's not measuring up to that.
Yes.
So the best thing you could do for yourselves, everyone, is just to let it be and don't.
Or that yourself, sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
also that yourself isn't measuring up to what you think their expectations of you are, which
Correct.
are completely different than what we make up in our head, right?
Right. Because in essence, we're cheating ourselves and we're cheating other people because we hold on to those expectations. So.
And creating situations that might not even be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to know what the next one is, Michelle?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to go to. It should say the blame game.
Okay.
Do you have that one?
I do. Stop sharing. Gotta pull up another one. Present.
Hi, Cherokee Raider.
And I just don't have my camera on because I don't even know what my hair looks like. I've been like running like a crazy woman all day. I'm like,
oh, look, me too. I've had such a long day. I was out shopping and I was with friends, and I just come home and just took everything off. And so I'm sorry for the way I look, you guys. I'm not a.
Why is it
okay?
It's not giving me my other ones.
uh-oh.
Hold
Do
on.
I need to send them individually?
No. I'm gonna do it a different way. Share screen.
Yes, exactly. Hashtag positive vibes. 1111. Exactly.
There you go. I'll show you Cash. He's more handsomer.
Gotta go to my files.
Not Cashy.
Oh, Amethyst Noir. We are totally going to do that today. Absolutely. We're going to do that most likely at the end of the show. Okay, Michelle? Take a moment to just let the year go and pray that for all of our families and all of our friends and everybody, friends or foe, whoever, that all have a good, happy, safe enter into the new year type of thing. So maybe at the end of the show we can do that.
Hi, Gloria. The blame game is so 2020. In 2023, we take responsibility.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a heavy one, isn't
It
it?
is heavy. Heavy-hearted accountability. It's hard. It's hard to let go. It's hard to forgive when you're hurt and people hurt you and words can be hurtful. And, you know, in the YouTube community, it's hard to take. Sometimes you can read something as passive-aggressive and that person is not being that way. It's self-perspective too, right? Like, until you talk to somebody on the phone, you really don't 100%, you can't 100% gauge what they're saying. So I think going into the new year, taking that with a grain of salt would be really responsible, I think, for all of us.
Right.
And also ask a question. Like, if you're unsure, don't make assumptions about what people mean or say, or like ask, like, what did you mean by that? And then, you know what I mean? That way we can go in with a better understanding instead of blaming somebody right off the get-go for something that maybe they didn't even, maybe was a joke and they were talking about something else to somebody else. And you know what I mean? It's like nothing to do with you or me or whoever.
Right. Or it's just, like I said, just approaching somebody and asking them, like, I know it can be hard, but we can avoid so many other avenues of hurt feelings, misinformation, so on and so forth. You know, like it gets misunderstandings. It's just like last week when Michelle was getting upset that something happened that was collateral damage amongst the YouTube streets. I didn't get upset about it, but it hurt her more than it hurt me. I think if somebody had come to me ahead of time and asked me, I would have absolutely. I'm totally approachable. Email me. You know, it's the best way to get me, and you know, hopefully other people can be just as approachable and amenable to talk, because we can just really, things can go awry when we just don't have that permission to understand where that's coming from or anybody.
And that's a great perspective. Not everybody gives permission to others, especially when you're in chat, because sometimes people just join to listen and learn about a person's channel. Like, this term lurking has to go, because I feel like you don't have to join chat to be a part of a channel. You can listen while you're doing dishes or in your car driving. Just because you're not participating in chat doesn't mean you're not participating in the channel, right? And I think
Right.
that's
Just hit the like button.
what's that?
Just hit the like button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hit the like button. Just
On
hit
the
it
way in,
on the
on the
way
way
out.
in or out. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this sense of like everybody's welcome. I think has to. I think.
Yeah. Hi,
Um,
Miss Gloria.
So
Hi, Miss
Miss
Gloria.
Gloria and Kimo came in.
So what do you? What's your take on the blame game?
So you guys know how I feel about it. So this kind of already, like, I already kind of follow this rule for the most part, and you guys know that, or I feel like I do. And if I ever quit taking responsibility for my own actions and start blaming somebody else for my own actions, then I want somebody to say, "Hey, you just went against what you say."
Yep. Me too.
But I'm not. I take responsibility for things I say and do. I'm always. I try to always be careful with my words because I don't want to be the reason somebody else's feelings are hurt.
Same.
Or
yes, choosing words. I guess yes, that's another good point as well. Choosing words wisely and pausing for thought, filtering our mind before we speak.
Like somebody asked me in a comment, you know, how do you feel? Like they're glad that I don't like. So when I do my cases and I'm covering these cases, like I stick to the facts. Not every channel is going to be like that. I have to understand that not every channel is going to be like that, but I have to stay true to myself. Like I spend more time trying to debunk a theory so that we can go ahead and cross that off the list and get on
positive elimination. Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you put something out there, don't be offended if I try to debunk it and find the truth.
Yes, that's true. Special needs mom, some words you can't take back. A lot of the stuff that's been happening and has happened, I'm sure 10 years ago, somewhere, someplace, can never be taken back. Words are out there. Once they're spoken, their intentions created into the universe and they're just energy flowing forever. It's somewhere. So I think the key to that statement is to know when to let go of that negative energy so it doesn't serve you in a negative way and bring your frequency or vibration low, because holding on to that keeps you at a low vibration. If you release that and say, look, I know that person said a hateful thing to me. It most likely was in a hateful way on purpose, but in that moment, that person didn't have the right state of mind, and I'm going to forgive them for that reason. Not because they're evil. I don't know if they're evil or not. I don't know how hateful they are, but it did hurt me. So I'm not going to release it until I'm ready to release it, and that's okay too. But at the same time, I think going into the new year, look, we've all been hurt. That's just part of life. Like, I know I've been hurt 100 different times, through over the years. I'm sure all of us have in different types of ways every day. And sometimes, yes, words stay with you and they're painful. Especially when you feel attacked or it's personal. But you got to ask yourself at the end of the day, like, that person that hurt you and made it personal, like, are you going to be friends with them in real life? Would you hang out with them and have a coffee in a coffee shop? No. So why does it matter anymore? That's the way I look at it. Like, for me, I'm just going into the new year with a philosophy of like, if I can't hang with you in real life, then you can say nothing you say is going to bother me. Unless you're my friend and I would hang with you in real life, then I would take it personal. I'd be like, okay, like, let's talk about it. Let's call each other or message each other, figure it out, right? Like, don't bring it to you two. Do it, differently. Like, but forgiveness is tough. It's tough to forgive.
Yeah, forgiveness is really tough because we as beings on this earth innately become in that defensive mode. Like it goes from fight or flight. It's we're protecting ourselves and we're protecting our loved ones. So the forgiveness part is super hard, but you honor it yourself by doing it at your own pace.
Absolutely.
And what you're safe with doing, because for me to wave my wand and say, you need to forgive that person, that's not fair.
No,
because that's not, it's just this, it's not their timing, it's not their way. Like everybody's own. Sorry, I've got to get a dog that's trying to get on the counter. You know, you've got to, it's everybody's own process.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I have always been probably a little too forgiving, but
No.
over the years I've learned, you know, especially, you know, if you've done it to me once and I give you a second chance, you're not getting a third chance if you cross me. Like, you're lucky you got the second chance, but you definitely won't get a third chance. Because obviously you didn't learn from hurting me the first time. It didn't
Mhm.
bother you that you hurt me.
Mhm.
But I do feel like everyone deserves a second chance.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But that old saying, burn me, you know,
Fool
burn
me
me
once.
once,
Shame
yeah,
on
fool
me.
me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
And I, you know, those are things that I live by. Like, I don't
Mhm.
want to do harm to anyone,
Right.
physically, mentally. And I know that in my past, I was that type of person. If you had have known me 12, 13, 14 years ago, I was an angry person and I was miserable, and I tried to make everybody else miserable without it being an intention.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
That's
you know,
heavy to
over
say.
the
Like, that's
years,
a truth of yours. Thank you for sharing that.
I had to let go of the hatred and the negativity and learn a different, because it wasn't helping me. Like, I
No.
was mentally just felt drained. Like I
Because it
had
does drain you.
it was,
It steals
yeah,
your
and it was
energy.
like I had no feelings about anything. Like, I completely did not care. And, you know, little by little, I picked myself up and I started to focus on me and loving myself. And, you know, in that, I was able to learn to let things that I held on for so long stop
Yeah.
holding me down.
Let them affect you.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to acknowledge some people that have come in chat. Daisy, hello. Mark, hello. I'm not sure if I've missed anybody else, but hello. Thank you for coming on in. And we're just doing a end of the year chit chat. Nothing
heavy.
Nothing heavy on like cases. I mean, nothing on cases today per se. I don't think. I mean, we might at the end give our 2 cents on. It's been a heavy day all around for the news, but
it has been. A lot has come out.
Yeah, but for right now, we're just kind of going through changes that we'd like to see within ourselves, within the world itself. You know, because it's heavy out there right now, and if we can apply some of these simple things, I mean, it may not be that we can apply it 365 days a year, 24/7, you know, but if we could try, then that's a place to start.
Yeah, absolutely. And like somebody said in the chat, it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It takes no energy to be kind. None at all.
Right.
It's, as a matter of fact, it increases your frequency and your vibration increases being kind.
Right. But I do want to, like, okay, if you have to fake being kind, I don't want it. Like, I don't want it. You know, that old saying, kill them with kindness, or however, is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Don't kill me with your kindness, because then that means that you are a fake person to me. That means that you are putting on a front just so that
nobody needs a friend of me.
Yeah, like I don't want to be. If you have to fake being kind to me, I don't want it. And if I have to fake being kind to you, I'm just not going to approach you or be involved with you.
Yeah.
I think authenticity is a great point, because I think a lot of people are going to find in the next year that, you know, a lot of truths about themselves are going to come out, and they're going to look at them and mirror and see it mirrored back. And for the most part, you know, I think there's going to be quite a lot of internal conflict, but I think we'll get through it, because it's a process of evolving and growing as people, right? Like, we look back at our, you know, with a new year, you look back at the old, right? You look at everything and all the songs and the people that passed and the interesting things that happened and the cases we worked on, the friends we've made, and, you know, the chats we joined, the channels we learned from, and the news, everything. And then we say goodbye and we move on to the next year in the hopes that this evolving, you know, transpires into a sense of authentic self, where we can present ourselves in a trusting and loving and caring way, where the other person will receive it in a trusting and caring and loving way. And that we know that it's not ill-willed, right? In the hopes that that is not the case, right? That's what I look for as well. So that's a really good point, Michelle.
Yeah, and so let me just stop and, like, because I have not been paying attention to the chat. But
Casey, I'm not ever fake. She says, I will not speak to you if I don't like you or if I have nothing nice to say. That's right. But you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, I mean, there is that, but then there's like this one step further from that is, like, I guess in the sense of a public forum, are you able to at least be somewhat cordial, just for the sake of, like, not harboring that that hatred or that negativity or that negative space within you, so that you can and somewhat enjoy whatever that public forum is. That's a challenge for people. Not a lot of people can do it, but you know, there's been some people I'm like,
oh, sorry, I interrupted you again.
No, I think there are certain days that I, in a public forum, I would have liked to stick my foot out and maybe, oops, you tripped. Oh, sorry. But at the end of the day, that only makes me feel better.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'll just say hello and be, you know, say pleasantries here and there. But aside from that, like, we don't have anything else. We'll not make small talk, because we don't have anything else to say to one another. And it takes time to get there. Like, I recognize that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
and I was just going to add to that, the whole, like, you know, be good to each other. Like, we're not suggesting that YouTube's going to be kumbaya in 2023 either. Like, I'm sure we're going to have our challenges ahead. But I think if we go into it with a mindset of trying.
Yeah,
and
just
trying, and then being kind and being respectful. So,
I mean, the streets are always, the YouTube streets are always going to be a little, you know, they're always going to have their troubles here and there, and you know, for different creators and whatnot. And all you can do is try, like, seriously. And if it doesn't work, then you just, you know, you adapt to however you need to adapt as a creator. To making that work for you and your content and getting your message out. That's where it's at. I mean, you know, how much you want to engage in whatever that conflict is.
Absolutely. Like, I want people to know
a choice.
Yeah, a choice. Exactly. I think I can speak for us all when I say, like, I want people to come into my channel when it launches, and my current channel, if you come over and visit, to know that you're welcome here. And if I see you on someone else's channel, I'm going to say hi to you. I don't mind if you go over to this channel and you come back and see me, and maybe there's a beef with this person. That's not me. Like, I'm not somebody who's going to be like, oh, well, you're not allowed in here because, you know, I've seen you on, I don't know, whoever's channel. Like, I don't want that. And I want to be able to, like, go on other people's channels and not feel like can't say anything, because if I say something, then somebody's going to take it and run with it and make, you know, say, oh, well, she's on so-and-so's channel, and so therefore she must be blah, blah, blah. Well, no, that's not how I roll. Like, I respect everybody. I try to stay neutral. I try to be kind and caring. And if I'm not, and I see that and somebody shows me it, well, good for you. And I'm going to make a difference and change. And that's what I did. I tried to mend my fences that I had to fix, because some cows and sheep and horse got free, and I had to wrangle them back in, you know. And that was my path, though. Like, those are my choices. If you, you know, everyone has their own, is what I'm saying. Is like, there's no Like you don't have to come in and expect that you need to love everybody. Like just be respectful.
Right.
And it's like my
Um,
daughter's coach said when she was playing travel ball, you can't control the uncontrollables. So control yourself. It starts there,
right.
you know?
So hoping for answers says, I've had to cut people from my life, and I am the type of person to do anything for anybody. That is me. That is me. I try to give out in the world
What you want to get back.
what I,
Mhm.
what I want to get back. And you have to cut people and things in your life that don't serve you.
Right.
And it's
It's
toxic to
they
your energy
right.
and your field,
Right.
your
Absolutely.
electromagnetic field. Like that's a real thing.
Right. And you know, like Daisy
because you
is
don't need
saying,
the negativity to bring you down more.
right. And so Daisy is saying what, you know, what going forward, what her path is going to be like, her mantra is going to be like. And I think that's fantastic. If that works for you and you go forth and you give it that's your focus, I hope that it works out. Whatever your focus is, and I'm not talking about strictly just Daisy, whatever that path that you set for yourselves, if you give it a go, and you might have to tweak it along the way based on what you're getting
Right.
receptors back from other people, but you have to start somewhere with that path that you want to set for yourself. So I think it's wonderful that Daisy has that path set for herself and what she hopes to accomplish going forward, you know. And I just empower you all to maybe, you know, journaling's not for everybody, but if you sit there and thought maybe and just think to yourself, what do you want? What do you want going forward? Like, cut out the things that you don't want, that don't serve you, and put the things in there that you think you can control and the choices you have to make maybe those things happen for yourself. So, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely.
There's also somebody new in the chat. I'm just going to say Shiny. I'll call you Shiny. Welcome. And yes, prayers for everybody for yeah.
Mark's comments are funny.
Hilarious. Mark thought it
Kill
was
them
happy
with
hour.
kindness. Okay, so this is what Daisy feels. She was like, kill them with kindness means to me that I'm going to be leaving it in the past and simply be kind. I mean, that goes to what I say all the time. Like, how I interpret something is going to be different from how somebody else interprets it.
Sure.
My interpretation of that is similar to both of you. Like, if somebody comes at me in a negative way, I'm not going to feed into the negativity. I'm going to get something positive back to hopefully encourage the positivity to enter that person. So that's my definition of killing the negativity with kindness, putting something positive back into a conversation that is starting out negative. And that could just be in any relationship, workplace, family, friends. Others take it as like, well, I'm going to, you know, smile at your face, but talk shit about you behind your back. And I don't look at it that way. And some people do, because that can be interpreted that way as well. So I think that's another good point, Michelle, is that interpretation and perceptions, everyone has their own unique individual perception and interpretation of what words are, how they're used in any situation, and especially in YouTube chat, right? Yeah. So I think we have to respect that as well, like knowing that maybe I shouldn't take that way I'm thinking it is. Like maybe I'll just leave that comment be right where it is and not give it any legs, because like maybe then it just won't roll into something it doesn't have to be, right?
Yeah.
So
and that you're like, you know, Daisy's even clarifying it even more for herself. In other words, she's not going to let the anger harbor in her heart and retaliate, because honestly, that breaks you. If somebody holding anger in their heart only breaks them down. You know, like if you could think, do you have a family member or a friend that's been mad at their family member for X amount of years? Who is that really hurt? The person that's holding that anger in their heart. It just takes, it physically takes a toll, it emotionally takes a toll. And for what? Like, I mean, yes, if there's a toxic family member or a friend, sure, you've got to do what you got to do to make those boundaries and distance yourself. But that's finding that way to do that for yourselves without holding on to that anger, because you don't want to hurt yourself anymore. And
And
so
just exhausting.
it is. It's totally exhausting.
Drains
So
you. Negative energy drains you. Like the
Yeah.
more you feed it, it's like a monster.
mhm, it is.
So I do want to address Wheezy's comment
Go
because
ahead.
she says YouTube is not real life. Well, not everybody on YouTube is going to be a part of your life,
Mm-hmm.
but I've built some amazing connections that are real life.
Mhm.
So
I know for an example, I'll go to like excuse me, a certain content creator's channel because I enjoy their content. I might not engage in chat or make connections.
Mhm.
I'll just go there
Right.
and leave. Maybe I'll go to another channel for information on a case I'm interested about, but I'm not
Mhm.
interested in the content creator as making a personal relationship, so I'll leave. But then you make connections with people like Michelle and I, or you and I, or Wheezy and I, and SOF and Daisy and everybody else over the last year, where we make connections and they were real. And sometimes it's hard to walk away when you are fighting drama all the time. It is. It's too exhausting for your mental health. I agree. True crime and faith, Daisy. That's amazing. It's exactly what I'm trying to say. And also, too, what you said, so instead of retaliating, you said you kill it with kindness. That's exactly what I meant with the killing with kindness. Yes, that's
Mhm.
exactly it. Mm-hmm. And there's always going to be trolls. But what is a troll? Okay, that I would like a definite, please. Okay, I'm interested to know what your definition of a troll is. I'm really curious about that word, because there are so many versions of a troll. You're a troll if you're a lurker. You're a troll if you go in to cause drama and leave. You're a troll if you keep going
just
from channel
disagree.
to channel and doing nothing. Like, what is a troll?
I mean, for me, as far as like on social media, not just YouTube, but social media, because this can go to Instagram if you really heavy into Instagram, or even Facebook or
Twitter
whatever.
even. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's the individuals or the automated accounts that are just out there giving negative feedback without
Mhm.
even knowing the content or the creator themselves or the individual that's behind that account.
Mhm.
That's different to me than somebody that's being, quote unquote, I'm doing my air quotes, a lurker. A lurker is, I mean, I can be sitting in 2 or 3 different chats going this way to this way and be
Mhm.
called a lurker. I'm just listening, because half the
Mhm.
time I got shit going on in the background. I'm washing dishes,
Me
or I'm dealing,
too. Exactly.
I'm dealing with family members that are visiting, or I got barking dogs or whatever. I'm
Mhm.
not going to like go up on a panel when I've got that much chaos going on. But I also I may be just enjoying either way, hearing whatever that content is to decide how that applies to my life.
Mhm.
So it's not that I'm lurking for a bad situation. To me, a lurker is like, oh my gosh, or if you're looking at it from true crime, it's somebody that's like looking into something in a negative way,
Yeah.
So I don't look at going into chats 100% of the time as a troll
Mhm.
situation. I think they're just curious minds, and so you know we
That's a
could.
great. So that's you. So you've actually. So that's great. So you've. So that's my point is that it means different things to different people, right? Like I'm looking at
Yeah.
chat, and I think I would love to see. This is just my hope for the new year. I would love to see some new positive terminology used, like
Yeah, absolutely.
to define, what it is we're talking about. Because if we generalize everybody in a big category, well, some people get offended because they're not trolling. They're just, like we said, doing dishes or, whatever. Yeah, if you're somebody that comes in, like I think Mark said, causing problems and leaving, bombs of some kind and leaving.
Mark.
I think that's a troll. It's true. It's like, I was on Zav's channel at the very beginning of my YouTube experience. It was I think one of the very first lives I was on with her. And I was so excited to be there because I liked her and I was in it all. And then she got bombed with what. And I was like, oh my God, like what is happening?
I was on that panel too.
You were on the panel. I think we both were. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? And I was so new to the YouTube community. Like, I didn't know what it even meant, right? I'm like, so she ended the live, and I think I was like literally there for like 30 seconds. I was like, well, that's what I thought a troll was.
So, Mark, you're good. Your comments were making me laugh. You're good. You don't have to apologize.
Yeah, no, Daisy, I mean, I don't know that there's anything to clarify. I think it's been pretty clear what you're trying to say, and it's great feedback. I appreciate it. I think there's some people here that have resonated with what you're saying. And
there's your troll definition.
Yeah. Cherokee Raider asked if she could come up and clarify something. Can we get through, like, there's 2 or 3 other,
there's 2 more screenshots,
and then
we can do
then maybe Michelle can open that up after that. So
yeah,
and anybody can come up and say what they want to say. Oh, okay. Well, look, Daisy says no, it's something I feel it needs to be said. Absolutely. Sure.
Mark, you were there that night? That's awesome. So see, we a lot of us have a lot in common. We just don't realize. Like, it's kind of cool.
I'm trying to catch up.
Me too.
So I mean, I guess you do have some people that may want to just jump up on panel here, so, and say some few things. So do we want to go with the next one and just trying to wrap it up?
Yeah. There's 2 more, so let us go through those, and then oh shoot, that's the wrong thing.
Okay. Repeating old patterns. Do you have that one?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay. Take the floor.
Repeating old patterns is so 2022. In 2023, we heal.
Yes.
What a fantastic concept of just healing and co-creating and going on and doing our thing and doing it amongst each other. Like, we don't know what, as creators, what we'll learn from one another that could actually benefit us all the way around. So I think if we leave the past in the past the best that we can, or address the things that are still there, so that we don't continue to bring up those patterns. I mean, I think that's the only way that we can move forward towards healing. So,
and also too, like this comes from a very deep place in my heart. Like, I find it very difficult. Like, when I make a friendship with people, like, it means something to me. Like, I don't give my friendship away easily. Like, I trust easily, but I don't share myself as a person, like, intimately with people very easily. Like, I'm not a trusting person in that way when I meet somebody. And so when I meet people and I form a connection that, I think is one way, and it turns out to not be that way, like, it hurts. And so when you realize that that's a situation that's a bit toxic for yourself, not that the person's toxic, but maybe it just creates a toxicity in yourself, that's triggering, or whatever the case may be for you, it's hard to walk away from that, because you made a connection, and it's really tough to not repeat old patterns. Like, it's tough to not say, oh well, maybe if I give them another chance, and or maybe if I just say this a certain kind of way, they'll like me more, or maybe if I it's tough, but we do heal. And I think that's the message, is time heals all wounds.
And there's a piece of this, though, that we can't overlook, and Wheezy is saying it right here, that there's major issues for people trusting one another, and we need to honor that within ourselves and respect that within ourselves, because that's where we've been from. That's our past. That's made us who we are. So we can't overlook that and say, oh, that person has to trust me because I said so.
Absolutely.
That's it. So there are going to be,
and we all have our boundaries.
yeah, for whatever reason, we have to have those boundaries, and because the trust has been broken. So to just say we the patterns and the healing, it's not so clear cut. It's just, can we identify those patterns and can we address them to the point that we can move forward towards healing? If you can, great. If it can't be done, then that's okay too. It's okay to be okay in that space. So,
and that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yeah, it's the key word is space. You need to hold space for yourself. Like,
right.
it took me a long time to understand who I was as a person. Like Michelle was mentioning earlier, like, we all go through life and we grow and we evolve. And I'm not the same person I was in my 20s. I will tell you. Like, I wasn't mean or nothing, but I was like, I was reckless and, just running around and just, like any excitement, where's the party at? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Social butterfly. Now I'm like a recluse. I love being home. I love my private time. I have my son. I have my life, my job, my circle of friends, my YouTube, and I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? So people do change. And I think sometimes when people change and the other person isn't changing with them, there's like a level of like imbalance. And you can pick up on that energy, right? And sometimes you'll think that that's directed at you, but no, you're just making different changes for yourself. So like, I'm removing myself from a situation that's not good for me, that is toxic, or I feel like I'm being judged for something, and that's not okay in my boundary that I created for myself, with whatever that is. That doesn't mean that that person is toxic. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's two ways to look at it. And I think the comment in chat is really nice. And it says, people thinking bad of you when they shouldn't, or by association, is toxic. Yes and no. Yes.
Yeah, I do want to address that.
But it's also not toxic because we're assuming that those people are bad for doing that, where maybe they're just creating the boundaries for themselves, and that's their truth. Like, do you know what I mean? So we have to respect it. If that person thinks that way about us, that's not our place to judge. Like, go think whatever you like. Like, I know who I am. I'm okay with you thinking that way. Think what you want. I know exactly who I am, what I did and what I didn't do. So all the power to you. Like, when you go into that energy of like blaming, like we said earlier, I think it's more or less like reversing that and just removing yourself from the situation.
Sure.
And I know that's what you meant, Amethyst Noir, but I just wanted to clarify that because I think that could have been taken again. Like I said, perspective is so important.
Right.
And
I'm going to say hi to a few people, and then I know Michelle wants to address this because these are things that have been heavy on her heart in the last week that we've had plenty of talks about, because I don't hold on to it, but I've had to walk her through some stuff. So she has some stuff she wants to say about it. But I want to say hi to Mega's come in here, and Greg has come in here, and Muffins come in. So hello, Claire's come in here. So hello, thank you for joining us. Hi, and Michelle, the floor is yours.
So before I talk about Claire's comment, I want to talk about the healing process. Okay, so for me, I try to, and I have to commend myself on this. Finding the positive is like my biggest thing, because you guys, I could sit here and I could give you so much tragedy and trauma that has happened in my life. And you would probably be like everybody who is personally like, I have friends that have known me since high school, will look at me when these things are going on, and they're like, I don't know how you have dealt with everything that happens, because it's just not one, it doesn't come like, oh, well, here months later. It's a constant bad luck. Like, I really, really believe that my family has a curse. And I've always been the type that could just, accept it and move on. And I haven't always been the best at grieving. Like, I never grieved until last year. Like, and then I had to grieve all of the deaths that I never grieved. So healing it's got to come in time. Yes.
And everybody's
But I
timetable is
wish
different.
I had have taken and started that journey of healing way before I did. I wished I had of like when instead of shutting down and bottling it up for many, many years, I wished I had went to a therapist and laid it all out. This happened when I was 14. This happened when I was 16. This happened when I was 19, 20, 22. You know, and so it's for me, learning to heal was hard. Learning that I was capable of having feelings and emotions because I was not, I mean, my sister's here. She can tell you, I am not usually an emotional person. Like, you're not going to get emotion from me. You barely get me to laugh. That's just my personality. And it took a lot over the last year. My doctor was amazing, but he also, you know, set me up with a therapist. The first one it wasn't a hit. So I tried another and it worked. I was able to grow this past year and learn how to feel those emotions because that is part of the healing process. And that is why I always, like, even with any tragedy or trauma or you know, anything, I've been quick to find the positive so that I don't dwell on the negative.
Yep.
Because that is when I do that, that's when I get in a bad place. And I don't like me when I'm depressed.
Me
I
either.
don't feel like I'm okay with or that I've of any help to anyone. And for me, I have to be able to get up and go about my day because I have to get up for my kids. I have to get up for my husband. I have to get up for my family.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for that journey over the last year, I would not be able to be on YouTube and have these deep conversations or have these conversations with people outside of YouTube and personal conversations. And for me, that's how you get through is finding the positive. And when you find the positive, it makes it easier.
It's like switching gears, right?
Let's take my wreck, for instance. In the moment, I mean, I was on the phone with you guys. So y'all know in the moment, I was like, you guys, I just wrecked. Like,
I was like, I see smoke. I was like,
and I'm like, guys,
my heart like sunk.
Yeah, they I mean, the camera was facing the road so they could see the traffic because it was
like,
so bad.
Panic attack.
And then, just like that, I was like, you guys, I just wrecked. Let me get off the phone. Let me go. And as soon, I mean, my husband come running and I was like, I had my moment. I called my mama, had my moment with my mama. And then I turned around and I looked at the Explorer, my son's Explorer, and there was not a bit of damage to it. And I'm like, well, you know, everything happens for a reason. Maybe I am supposed to have a new car. I don't know. Or it could have been that this little fender bender that, you know, or this little rear end situation stalled me from getting 5 miles down the road and my life being taken.
I thought of that as well.
And that's where I do the best is always trying to find the positive in such horrible situations because it could always be worse. Always be worse. Right. And
it's so true. Like when I used to get all in my head, you know, about things like you're saying and, you know, get into that place where, you know, before I learned how to set boundaries, like I only learned how to set boundaries for myself within the last 2 years. Like I was always raised to push my feelings down and don't talk about things in public. Like I had a European upbringing and it was just a lot. So when I finally was able to, you know, express my emotions and do it in a way that's for positive, it was rough learning it. And then, of course, I love your comment earlier about how serious you are, which is so interesting because I'm the exact opposite. I'm a very emotional, crazy person. Like, I'm just like, okay, so I'm freaking out. She just had a car. I'm panic attacking. Like, what the hell? I'm texting Weezy, like, is she okay? Like, and you know, and you're really calm in the situation. So I love how we can be,
but that's how I do
around with each other, like accept exactly the opposites of each, and still get along, like have a commonality. Like I love that about our relationship. And also, Kristen, like you're so educated and wise because of your past job experience, and you have so much to offer and help with us, like when we don't know what's happening, because we like the beauty of life is that we're always learning and always evolving, right? So sometimes you give us information that we're like, oh my god, that's, you know, that's perfect, like that totally makes sense. And so I love what you bring to the table as well. But
well, thank you. And I'm going to acknowledge, okay, so Social Experiment came in, and then KTM, they both kind of had the same comment. And that's very kind of you to say. I have contacted Michelle and Fox about doing some joint panels from time to time, and we're all game. We're just going to bring something meaningful to the table. So we'll continue to put our heads together and continue to do that on a joint panel as we can. Also, Michelle, Daisy did point out some comments above that some stuff that has been bothering her that happened. So maybe we can.
I read that.
Yeah, so maybe we can talk about that in a little bit, because that needs to be addressed too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just haven't addressed it because that's not part of.
Sure.
Something else that I didn't have anything. I didn't know about it and all that good stuff. So, but I wanted to go back to Claire's comment. People thinking bad of you when they shouldn't, or by association, is toxic. The thing is,
it's okay, honey.
So I try not to be that type of person, but I know that others are that type of person because you're guilty by association. If you know, Megan, if you're here, I want you to listen to my words very, very carefully.
You're not.
Megan's here. Megan's here. She just arrived.
Okay. Listen to my words very, very carefully. Don't run with this one. When I say if you lie down with dogs, you're going to get up with fleas, it is simply stating that whoever you associate yourself with, even if you don't agree with their behavior, if you stay there and you can, I mean, it's personal in your personal life.
Maybe they're happy.
If I go out with a bunch of gang members, guess what? If they are involved in a crime, I'm guilty by association.
Yeah.
So in order to not be put in those categories, you have to stand out in a different light.
Right.
You have to be the voice of reason that says, no, don't do this, so that people see you being the bigger person.
Right.
Otherwise, people are going to assume that.
Right.
And that is the name that is given because you are involved, whether it's just by association, you're involved in those people's actions, those people's behavior.
And again, just to intervene and clarify, like Michelle's not directing this at you, Megs. Like this is a general.
No. This is for anybody,
ourselves included.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. It was just as a past comment, but and I will say that Megan has on some levels reached out to Michelle, and you know, she's been in her lives, and it's all good. Michelle doesn't block anybody other than the porn people and somebody that was stalking her this week. So if you're not those people, then you're cool.
I mean,
it's
okay got blocked more than just on my channel because he followed me to another channel.
Yeah, so you're okay to be here, Megan, and I know there's some past history.
Yeah.
But we're leaving the past in the past, and we're navigating to the future. So hear the message that we're just going forward, and I know because I heard it in your voice earlier because I was there and you were conversing with me via your live. I hear that unsureness, and that's very scary for a lot of people. So I'm not going to personalize it just for Megan. That's a scary place to go. I've wronged people before, and I am so sorry about that. And I want to do better. I want to do better. And that's, so here's another word that's a buzzword that people don't like, is word enabling. So if we continue to associate ourselves with other people, like, you know, like Michelle said, we're gang members and they're caught in whatever they're doing, we're enabling those people's behaviors by being associated with them, just simply by being there.
And that goes in a positive way too. Like, we can enable others to be good people. We can enable positivity. We can enable conversation that's clear and you saying what you mean, not with innuendo and, you know, double talk and, you know.
So people think enabling means a bad thing. It doesn't. It's a good and a bad. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, whatever you want to believe the word enabling means, just know that it doesn't mean simply just that. It's not black and white. It could be so much better, and it could be for good.
I look at it as like, you're contributing to it, right? Enabling is like contributing.
Yeah.
In a way.
So,
Casey was green when you said she could have just punched him in the arm while she was mad. She didn't have to hit him at 40 miles an hour.
I read that. I was like, what's it mean?
I don't even think we were going 40 miles an hour. No, that's what Casey said the other night. I don't. Do you think we were going 40 miles an hour? Because it was very, very slow. Like we had just started moving. I was mad. Like, I was like, here, y'all go watch this with me. We were like,
anyway,
you know what?
We were creeping down the highway.
You know what? Art popped in to say hi, and so did Yvonne. And they had Yvonne had to leave, but if she's listening, hello, Happy New Year, be safe tomorrow. We look forward to seeing you in the new year. And Art seems to need to leave as well. So the same goes to you, Art, as hopefully tomorrow is a safe day for you, no matter what you're doing. And we look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Mm-hmm. And just a shout out, she's got new art and it's really pretty. So you should go check it out on her channel. It's really pretty. I like what she does.
Yeah.
So Wheezy says that healing is different for everyone, and that is
absolutely
so true.
So true.
No. Mm-hmm. Some people refuse to heal. They just decide that they're never going to get better, and they just keep on with their negativity, and they don't try to find any positivity. And then there's others who just can heal instantly. And then there's others who have to learn how to heal because they never had to heal. Like there's so many different.
And then there's closet healers who try to be like they're okay and everything's great and they're, you know, trying to be better people, but inside they're still healing. Like there's still hurt there. So I think you have to acknowledge those people as well. And I just want to say, like, for the record, and I'm not just speaking for myself, but if you agree, you can say, I've gone to a lot of panels over the last, I'll say, week or two. And quite a lot of them. And I've noticed like huge changes, like just within the way things are presented, the chat. Like I've seen less negativity in the last, I'd say like week than I have all year long. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like everybody's channel, I see a lot of people that come into my channel, that go to Michelle's channel, that go to Kristen's channel, go to Meg's channel, that goes to SOS channel, that goes to Dolly Vision or Share. I don't care who they are.
Right.
And they're so the same in every, like they're respectful in every single place they are. And I think that's beautiful. So if you're somebody who's been working on yourself and, you know, trying to not fix what's broken, because there's nothing broken, we're just evolving, but like trying to make these YouTube streets a little bit safer to travel on and to communicate with each other in a positive way. And I just think that's amazing. Like I'm very proud of myself for the changes that I've been making. And I just want to say that I'm proud of you guys who, you know who you are, who have made an effort and an attempt. And I think that trying is just the most important part, is just trying, just one day. Put your feet on
You got robotic
around
there.
and saying thank you for being alive, and
Yeah.
making it a good day. Putting your feet on the ground and saying thank you for being alive for one day. Yeah.
So let's go to the last one. And when I say this, I'm going to give you guys something to go listen to, because it's been several weeks now since he posted this, and I don't say this because, I'm not, I know a lot of people say Creek Squad, this and that. I absolutely enjoy listening to Captain Kurt, and the reason I do is because he has evolved so much in his own being.
I agree.
That he is willing to share that with you and be totally just real and raw. And he did a live where he talked about his past, and he talked from everything that, the mistakes he made when he was younger. He talked about things about emotional and mental health, and it was so candid and it was so raw. And what I took from that is that he looks at life different from the things that he learned. So this next one is victim mentality is so 2022. In 2023, we can become the victors. So Kurt used what he had in his past, whether it's in 2022 or not, it's in his past, to come back from that as the victor of his own life, and to be there for his wife, who I think is phenomenal. And he has the cutest little kids. And I just, I think it's great that he showed a real life humanistic experience with people he didn't even know. And I just, I can't applaud him any more than that, because it's just,
it was
very powerful.
And sharing is so hard.
Yeah, because I have seen that as a clinician. I have seen that as an investigator. I've seen people evolve and go through their process. I've not seen people do that on a public forum. So I thought that was just, that it's very scary, but it was phenomenal for him to share. And I think it was very cathartic, probably in some ways, for him. So Kurt, if you're listening, that reached some people, no matter what I don't want to call them trolls, but the people that think of you negatively and throw drama your way, it doesn't matter. That's them.
They don't.
So take that moment that you were sharing as showing you were victorious in your own life, in your path that you created for yourself.
Yep.
So, Michelle, I think it's probably a good place to wrap it up, unless if somebody wants to comment on that one. But you have a lot of people that seem to want to come up. If you want to drop the link, and so that they can.
I'd like
2022 out.
Yeah.
And go towards something else in 2023. So I think that's, if you're game for doing it, if you want to drop your link, then you can go ahead and do it. And I will mute my microphone and just let me know if you guys need me to say anything. But I think that they want to chat with you. So.
Well, we love you, Kristen. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. I'm here. You just let me know if you need something. But I think they really want to.
I just want to add to your comment though before you just go and chat. I think when I first saw Captain Kurt's channel, I was really I'm skeptical with every channel I go to be fair. Like I lurk for a while until I get to know people. And at first I was just like so drawn to his objectivity, to him being so unbiased, to letting people have their say in chat and have a difference of opinion. Have people on his panel that necessarily didn't agree with him, but they still got along. Like, it was just a beautiful thing to watch. And I thought, what a beautiful dance this man is like, his show is just a gorgeous dance between his people, his chat, his conversation. And I was drawn to him immediately. I just thought, this is one of the good ones, and I'm going to go and listen to that, because if he shared all of that information, I only saw bits and pieces because I wasn't here. I had to be elsewhere at the time, but that's amazing. So
yeah,
I love him. He's great.
And then Greg is saying something really big. If you break your resolution, you didn't fail big time. You tried.
No. Do you know how many times I quit smoking? Literally every single day. So, I'm not failing. I just keep trying, right?
Yeah.
It's not a failure. It's just no.
And Megan's still scared to be here. And Megan, don't be scared. I know, just take some deep breaths. And if you want to come up and chat with the ladies because you have more history with them than you do me. So, like I said, I'm here. I'm just gonna mute my microphone so you guys tell me if you need me. But
Cool.
he said his resolution
well,
is
I'm
to
right
make it to
here.
next year.
I'm right
Okay.
here, and I just want to say one thing, and then I'll get off because, like I said, I'm still nervous to be here, and there are people in chat that still probably hate me. But
Okay.
or
No,
love me.
just take
We
it,
can't be
Megan.
thinking things like that,
Take a
Megan.
deep
'Cause
breath,
you know
Megan.
what?
Anyway,
Yeah,
wait.
just take a deep
I just want to make. Wait, I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to go there. I just want to say to Wheezy, I heard what you heard, what I said, and what I said was wrong anyway. But how you heard it was really wrong. And I want to apologize that you heard it that way because that was never my intentions. And I'm saying that on a public platform so you guys can all hear this. I was not trying to go at Wheezy as a negative in any way, shape, or form. Never have a bad word to say about Wheezy. And I would never say that about Wheezy. So I just wanted her to hear that from me personally because I haven't seen her since then. And I respect Wheezy personally. I would never say anything negative toward her. So
as a translator, I've come to understand that in the heat of the moment, it was said and then regretted immediately.
no,
correct?
yeah, well, yes, that too. But she heard. I heard that Wheezy has heard it was said some other way than I even said it negatively.
Yeah.
And-
Okay. So can I tell
Yes.
you how? Okay. So I feel like
I said
so
something.
okay. So Wheezy was actually there in that moment
Oh, well, I
supporting
didn't know that.
you. Yes. So this was not a hearsay thing. Like she was there supporting
Well, let
you.
me specify what I said. I did not say I said special needs and not the other word that you thought I said. And I was trying to be positive, and it came out all wrong. It was just the wrong time, wrong everything. And I just want to apologize to Wheezy for that.
So were you trying to get at other people using her at that moment, just airing out?
No.
Things?
No, it was.
Were you trying to make a statement about?
Yes,
okay.
I was trying to make a statement, and it came out because I respect Wheezy, and I would never say anything negative about Wheezy, and that was kind of the point of it, and it came out wrong. And that's why I feel that it got taken derogatory, and it wasn't.
Not to be rude, I'm not judgmental, but it was said wrong, and it was taken wrong because it was horrible what was said. And I understand that it might take time for Wheezy to forgive you, but I think it's really brave of you to come up and say you're sorry, and own that you said some shit and you're sorry for it and you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I do recognize that, a lot of your actions or reactions, Megan, were they're very caught up and they're in the defensive and whatnot. And you have your history that's why you were getting upset. But it's important to know going forward that everybody that is on this YouTube streets, like I have a history like that, you could say something about me, and as tough as I am, like I said, you can call me a bitch any day of the week. And I don't, if that's the worst you're going to say to me, it's fine. But there still might be something said in there that does hit personally. So it's just being aware, I guess, of just as much as you're caught up in that moment because you're hurt, to, like you said, you told me you're going to take those times to step back and either mute yourself or just let everybody else talk and chat because you don't want to make those same mistakes again.
Right.
And I think that's respectable, and I think that's honorable to try to do. So I applaud you for doing that, and I applaud you for coming up here because I know it's scary. Like you said, you didn't know if Michelle would accept you to come into here, and I think that it's the starting point. It has to start somewhere, right?
Yep. And
so, So
the one thing that you guys will learn about me, I don't hold a grudge. That's just not something that I do. The only person I've ever held a grudge over, the only person I ever held a grudge to was my ex-husband. And that didn't, he deserved it. That's beside the point. We're good now. We're
We
good
all
And I
now.
know that this has gone around too, that I'm manipulating people and that I am doing things behind people's backs and all that kind of
I
stuff.
don't think you are.
I'm not.
I don't
I'm
know.
not.
I've never heard that. Like,
I've heard a lot. I've heard I'm dead. I've heard everything. So I've heard a
oh
lot.
yes, we heard you
Yeah.
died. Yes, that was
Yeah.
awful.
Okay,
and
time out.
and let's
Time out. Everybody, time out. Because I am not sure what is. I can't see all of the comments, and I know I can't see all the comments. One thing, Wheezy did ask that we just drop this.
Okay.
Mhm.
She does forgive you, Megs. So
Yeah,
she asked
no.
that we
I was not. I want Wheezy. That's really why I came here. Is that, and I saw her in chat, and I really wanted to make because I have not seen her since, and that's really why I was here, Wheezy. Is because I just wanted you to hear it from me. Not, and I will. That's one thing everybody does know about me. If I have a problem, I usually go directly to the source of the problem, but I have not been able to find you or see you. So I just saw you, and I thought I would make that abundantly clear.
And anybody else that's in the chat, if you have intimate knowledge or know somebody that started this rumor about Megan, please get them to stop it, because that's not nice to hear about anybody. So Megan is here, she's alive and well, she's talking. So if you know, like I said, if you know somebody that's behind that, please tell them to stop, because it's just not cool on any level. So that's what I'll say about that. I'm sorry, Megan, that you had to go through that.
I'm going to explain why I'm crying right now. Like, I know how hard that was for Wheezy to do that, and my heart is so full of love for you, my darling. Like, I just can't even say.
I
And
know.
for Megan, for you to come up and say that, I am so, like, I am very emotional. I've said this already. If you come to my channel and I do a reading, and I'm an empath, I pick up on feeling. And I'm just telling you, that was a big moment for her. I want to shout that out to the rooftops. So I
It's a
love
very
you, honey.
big moment.
I love you so much.
Now,
we hear you, we see you. There's some new people coming in. Squirrels on Fire, welcome. And I'm dealing with a dog that's trying to dig a big hole in my yard. So I apologize. I'll mute myself.
Hey, is my mic working?
All
Can
right.
you guys hear me?
So I want to clarify. Yes, I can hear you. But before,
Thank you.
really quick, let me just clarify one thing. I don't want any BS. Okay, that was not what this video was going to be about. It's not going to be about that. I just recently learned about the person that come in and said that whatever they said about Megs, however they worded it or whatever. Okay, I was not there. I was not involved. I did not try to continue it on, because obviously she's alive and well. So there was no point into continuing it on, even when I found out about it. It's disgusting. And hopefully that person is no longer in anyone's chats. If you're here in mine, I'll tell you, you're disgusting. Your behavior is nasty. It's the worst of the worst.
Well, and the reason I think that it's the worst of the worst is because I have people now on a whole nother level that people don't even know, that are family friends that are calling to see if I'm alive, and it really shows me how many people here. I mean, here or in chats or anywhere, it gets around that fast, and I don't know when it started. I don't know how it started. I don't know that. I don't know. So. I just think everybody really needs to, and I'm included, we all need to think about what we are putting out there, just because you never know what is going to be blown out of the water. I myself have not even given it the time of day. So I've had a few threats, obviously, since all this happened, but I've not put those on Front Street. No one knows about them, and I don't intend to put them out there. So.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Megan, anything else you wanted to say? Because I think we're going to give Cherokee Raider the floor after.
Oh, I'm good. I'll stay here if anybody wants.
Yeah.
I'll mute myself.
Okay.
That's fine.
Thanks, Meg.
All right.
And also,
so,
Wheezy, I love your picture.
Sorry.
My TV's on a little bit of a delay, so that's why I was asking if you could see my mic. um, but my topic is a little bit about, I guess it has to do with bullying and mental health. Harley, stop chewing on that. I'm sorry, guys. She's chewing on my dog's leather collar. This is the situation. I have a friend, and last month her brother was going through a situation. He became homeless. Sorry. he he's always worked. He's been a journeyman electrician all his life, and he was going through a really hard time. His employer didn't pay him for his $3,000 job he had just completed. And long story short, his mental status had gone down. And this is here in Idaho. And so she let him stay with him one night. And the next morning, she let him stay one night. And then, because he was homeless and it was snowing, the next morning, his attitude had changed towards her. She had some errands to run. She came back and he ran up on her and he was calling her the C word, totally out of character. I mean, he's 57, she's 55. And fast forward to, she gave him money to go get a hotel room to get, out of the cold. And he was there for 2 weeks. And then the last 2 days, he's been hanging out by her place. And generally speaking, he has his stuff together. And all of a sudden, she was driving and he made a gesture like a gun with his fingers at her, right? So fast forward 2 days later, she was pulling in her driveway and he came from out behind her dumpster. And he was making the gun gestures and showed her a gun in his waistband. She called 911. They came out and he had someone with him at the time. That person said that, his sister had flipped him off and his sister is afraid of her. So long story short, fast forward, it took about 2 hours for the police to talk to him, talk to her. And in the end, they said they wanted to pat him down because he had a gun in his waist belt. And in the law here in Idaho, if a person hasn't committed a crime, they can't do anything. So his friend told the police, no, she flipped him off. And
why have I heard this story before?
This just happened yesterday.
Oh, I've heard it from somebody else recently too. Kind of the same story.
Basically what they told her was go get a restraining order. Okay, so at that time it was 3:30 and she went down to the courthouse to get the restraining order. They closed at 4. By the time the paperwork was filled out, it was 3:58. And they couldn't do anything basically for her. They told her to just go home. If you see him, call the police. But they did not remove him from the property. He was sitting on the property, just like 4 doors down at an apartment outside when she got home. And she called. I'm just saying, I don't blame him because I know he's a good person. I think mentally he was, and I even she even told the police that he was threatening suicide for himself, and that they need to revoke his concealed carry, right? Because that's why she was concerned and let him come into the apartment and stay the night at her place, and fed him and kept him warm and out of the snow. And I think, like, when I compare that situation to the Idaho 4, I mean, I know they're in no way related, but I think there needs to be a system. He had been texting her the night that she let him come in and spend the night, that he was going to kill himself. He was going to use his own gun against him. Those texts were shown to the police, and they said that people have a right to bear arms. And I don't know if there's a way to change the system. You know, it's a scary situation for my friend. You know, I don't know what advice to give her. The restraining order is just a piece of paper. He's been parked behind her complex now ever since. They haven't served him the restraining order, but it did go through. She picked up a copy today. And I don't know. Does that seem right to you guys? Like, I mean, I think something's wrong with the system when somebody can threaten to kill themselves. And you know how these husbands and wives, like in a domestic situation like that, basically all they did was give her a court date for the 6th and said, we haven't been able to serve him. When we find him, we'll serve him. If he comes within 300 yards of her, then she needs to call the cops. But it's a scary situation. You know what I mean?
100%.
Right? Isn't it like, just, I feel like she was that close to, when he pulled the gun or showed her the gun, he started running. She was pulling into her driveway and she couldn't back out because that's a highway right behind her, you know? And all she was trapped pretty much. All she could do was pull forward and call 911, and that's what she did. And it took them about 15-20 minutes to get there. And I don't know. I just kind of, you know, I'm not saying he's a great guy, generally speaking. He's just super down on his luck, you know. And she gave him money to get him in a hotel room for 2 weeks until his boss paid him. And his boss just pretty much screwed him over. He's an electrician, and he's been that electrician all his life since he was like 16. And he did $3,000 worth of work, and his boss didn't pay him. And she felt sorry for him. He said he was going to file with the labor board. So that's why his mental state is so off. You know, he's now homeless, sleeping in his car, doesn't have gas, doesn't have food, can't get to where his boss is out of the area. It's up near the Idaho Fort where that happened, from where they're at. And she gave him gas money to get up there, get a hotel, do all those things. And then, like, I can understand his mental status. I don't wish him. I thought she was doing the right thing by trying to help him out. You know what I mean? Because when you don't sleep, I mean, it was -3 degrees, and he was in his car with no gas. So that's when she let him come into his house, gave him food and a place to stay that night, and money for a hotel.
Well,
And
it just
money
goes to show too, though, that you don't know if you don't know someone, you just don't know how they're going to react and how they're going to behave. And you think that everybody has good intentions, but they don't always have good intentions, and that sucks.
Yes.
Well,
Jess.
but you know, I think because of his mental status, because he hadn't been sleeping for 3 days, it's really out of character. And
That's true, yeah.
his issues with his sister is because there was a misunderstanding. We'll just leave it at that. And their oldest brother had threatened to kick his ass for something that was unrelated. Basically, he was the guarantor when their father died, right? I guess not guarantor. I don't know what they call it. He got all the estate, and he was supposed to divide it between 4 kids, right? Well, he didn't. He gave the oldest brother his money, but didn't give the youngest siblings theirs because they lived out of state, and they never knew about the inheritance. And then the oldest brother had said, "Hey, what did you do with your inheritance when dad passed away?" And she had told her brother, "I didn't know there was an inheritance." Well, at that point, drama started. The oldest brother was pissed And he said, I will kick his ass if I find out he didn't pay you. So that's why, on top of all this other work stuff, he felt like maybe the sister was trying to get money from him, which she wasn't. You know, she just made a flub up and said, I didn't get my inheritance because I didn't know about it. And that caused drama between him and the oldest brother. You know what I mean? So that's why he was threatening to kill her, because he feels like his life is in such a bad state right now that not only is he going through this stuff of not having a home, not getting paid on his job, he's got the big beast of a military man saying, I'm going to kick your ass because you did dad wrong and you did your siblings wrong. You know what I mean? So I know he's under an incredible amount of stress, but he is capable of murder. I know he is. So, and I had her ask the police when she picked up the restraining order, can they take his concealed carry away for his own safety? And they told me no, because it's and they know about the suicide, that he's threatening to commit suicide. And so if we take the spotlight off of that situation, I feel like something needs to change, because that's probably why the domestic violence, you hear about these things where a couple is separated, you know, a married couple. Okay, so he's threatening to kill her. And then the police sit back and say, well, because nobody witnessed it, we'll give you a piece of paper and hope that helps until you go to court. Does that make sense? My concern?
I agree.
Right?
Can I?
Go ahead, hon.
No.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. So, guys, I'm still here. I've been over here processing,
Yes, ma'am.
and I'm gonna go back up to some of these comments.
And I'm sorry. I hope I didn't trigger anybody, but
No.
it's just been weighing heavy on my heart. And I just kind of basically wants to know if anyone knows, how do you start by making a change to protect women, children, even men from a situation like this? Not even against, I'm sorry, these two are playing. I apologize. I'm going to mute real quick. Okay. They're, Harley and Huck are playing rough. Come here, guys.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, you do
I'm gonna
that,
mute real
Cherokee.
quick.
We'll let Michelle deal with whatever she needs to talk about in the chat, because we, you know, some people have had to leave and whatnot. So, Michelle, why don't you go ahead and say what you need to say, honey?
So I'm scrolling back up because there's a lot that was said, and I did not fully understand it. You guys, first and foremost, I did not follow along with every bit of the drama. I didn't.
No.
So a lot of it is over my head. There's comments over here in this in my chat that I don't even know what they mean. And the guy asked very nicely for it not to happen. There's actually 0 people in here right now that have indicated that was about Megan. Okay. Okay, let me go back down because I'm caught up to where I was. Okay, so the whatever's going on with Smitten and Claire and Chan, I don't know what all that is about. And if anybody else is in that, I'm asking because I have been the channel that didn't do this out of respect for my channel that has already taken such a major hit from all of this. If you just get along. Like, there's already been too much said on both sides, and a lot of feelings have been hurt, and a lot of things have been said that can't be taken back. And
That's why we're here tonight.
I don't want to take this into the new year. I don't want to hold this and feel like I have to walk on eggshells every time I go live because I don't know what's going to happen.
It takes your focus away from the case as well.
Right. And this goes back to the bullying situation. Like, you guys are just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and there's not been any resolution. And I don't even understand it. I don't know how it started. I just know that I didn't continue it, and I'm not going to continue it, and I'm not going to be the one that allows it to happen on her channel. My feelings probably got hurt just as much as probably more, because my eyes were opened up to a lot of things. My people that I thought were real, I guess, weren't. Sitting back, you get to, and not being involved, you get to catch the little things that somebody says or somebody does, and it's like, wait, but I know differently, because either you lied to me the first time or you're lying to everybody else now. Or you lied on me and that comes back to me, and
it's not a good look.
Yeah, because at some point, at what point do I say, you know what? My name matters.
Yep.
My name matters. My character matters. And you are putting out false information about me to make yourself look better. That's not okay with me. We're all adults. Or I hope we all are adults. Make a decision before you go into the new year. Are you going to carry these things with you, or are you going to move on? That's all that I'm asking. I feel like every bit of it has been nonsense that spewed more nonsense and more nonsense. And I hear everybody saying that they're going to change and they're going to drop it, but then we're not. We haven't. I don't know. Y'all.
Yeah. Well, no, I hear what you're saying, Michelle, because you're saying that your feelings are hurt very, very much. And I'm reading Smitten Kittens.
Me too.
You know, her responses right now. I do think that she, somewhere along the line, she was, and I don't know the history here, but I'm just reading in between the lines of her comments. I think things were said by persons, I don't know, along the way that she felt hurt by as well. I do know that she felt that tonight when she came in here, she was ignored because she asked you how you were from your accident and nobody answered. So
I did answer.
So maybe she didn't hear it. So, but at any point, I think that she's also coming from a place that apparently along the way, something has been said to her that she feels hurt. And so I think it's good to acknowledge that both of you feel hurt for probably different reasons, but, you know, but what Daisy's saying is true here is that, you know, we're just trying to get forward to, we're acknowledging that there was hurt feelings, but we're also not trying to dwell so much on it anymore, that we're trying to move past it. And I think that's what we're trying to make a good effort at doing. So, you know, and it's, each day is different. So we can only do the best that we can do. Yep. But I'm recognizing in her comments that she has somehow felt hurt by someone or someone.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So-
know what she's referring to, and I feel, and exactly what I said to her that day is exactly how I feel, and I'm not changing it. So
Okay.
that's
And I
that.
don't think we need to air out that. That's between her and the other
Yeah.
person. But
And I'll say this to her: I did unblock her, and she is more than welcome to have a conversation with me. But like Michelle stated, if you have if you want to have a conversation with me, anybody in this chat, you all know how to reach me. I'm tired of chasing you all, so that's all I'm going to say to that.
Okay.
also just to recognize that there are misunderstandings, and like we said earlier, sometimes things are taken the wrong way, and then when they're not, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Kristen, help me out here. When they're not acknowledged or looked at or like explained, I guess maybe is the just.
Well, it's just
feel like
it's a
we're
very
not heard.
yeah it's we don't feel, it's a very dismissive feeling and
Yes,
not
you feel
validated.
dismissed. Thank you. That's the word. And then
And
it's
not
for-
validated and honored.
not
for
validated. Mhm.
and honored for our presence and being there and what we contribute to whatever is
Absolutely.
happening in that dynamic. So that's
So my
what
hope for
you're
you,
looking for.
Smite and Kitten, is just like I hope that you heal from that, and you know, just go in the new year with a feeling of like maybe whoever misunderstood or you misunderstood or whatever.
Oh no, there's no misunderstanding of what she did. She didn't know the whole story, and she put it into a situation that she shouldn't have, and she didn't know why I was upset. And I'll tell you, it was over a video that someone posted, and she thought that that it was appropriate and it was all right to stay up. And I said, Smitten Kitten, you don't know what you're talking about. And she decided to put her 2 cents in and try to tell me something else. And I went, no. So I did. When she came in and tried to say we were standing up for you, I said, I don't really care what you have to say. And I did say, I don't want to talk to you. That was it.
Sure. And that's
again,
your
sometimes
prerogative to
it's
not talk to
negative,
each
right?
other. Yeah, you know, if you guys decide you don't want to talk to each other, there's no harm, no foul in that. That's fine.
No.
Yeah.
And
You
that's another good point, Michelle. Please, I know you want to say it. Let you take the floor because I know where you're going.
Megan, take a deep breath and listen to my advice this time. Okay. All right. I can still hear anger in your voice.
Okay. We're not going to go there because no one gives 2 shits about that anger. So it really doesn't matter. So we can just drop that.
That I've never said, but you want to. My question is this what you want to hold on to going into a new year?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to drop this moving forward?
I mean, you wanted forgiveness for things that you've said and
No,
done.
I forget. I came in here simply to talk to one person. That was the person that I said that I wanted to speak to. Since then, we've gotten into other situations. There are a few situations that need to probably be addressed, but this is not the place to do it. And
No, it's definitely not. But what I'm saying is, she was trying earlier in the chat to make amends.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see it. I got kicked out. I had to take a phone call, so I did not see that.
Well, this was way earlier, before you were on panel.
Oh, okay.
She might have not seen it. I don't
It's
know.
a perfect example of when we go into a channel to have a reservation that we might not know everything that's happened and transpired already. Like scroll up in the chat, get caught up, and then join the live. Because otherwise, you could be walking into a conversation of bits and pieces, something that you think is about something else, and maybe has nothing to do with you or that situation.
I'm not even gonna. I'm reading chat, and
Let's not, please.
Let's not read
Megan.
that.
If you're more, I'm gonna say anybody in this chat. If you want to have a conversation with me, you know how to get a hold of me. I came here to support Michelle, and I'm here because I am trying to make amends with certain people. There's certain people that I just will never do that with, and there are people that Michelle and I know equally, or in some that she knows better, and I'm trying to make it comfortable for them to be able to be comfortable in any live that they go into, and that's all I want to do.
And I'm going to respect that what Megan's saying right now. She's saying she's okay to take it privately somewhere else. So accept her invitation to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what we want to do. That's good.
So,
but I do want you to take note of the pinned comment.
What pinned comment? I don't see it. Oh, okay.
Omega.
Just take note of it and just think about it. Okay.
Just think about it. It's if
Hold
you
the
don't, you
space
don't
for
want to
it.
do it, honey.
Exactly.
You know, the thing is though, is that I can forgive a lot of things. There's one big thing that happened that in a situation that happened, and during the time of year, and during what I had to go through, and people and what it did to me personally, I don't know that I can ever forgive it because of something that happened at the same time that something else happened. I will never be able to take even if I want to say I forgive it, it's something that I'll never forget. Like I can't forget. It ruined something for me for the rest of my life. And because it came out the way it did, because it happened, it was something that was personal to me. And to take what someone did and put it out on the day that they put it out was probably the harshest thing that anybody could have done on a 10-year mark. Let's just put it that way. And the fact that I had to deal with it and had a hard season anyway, and then had that on top of it, it pretty much killed me. Not physically, because obviously I'm alive, but it killed me personally.
On an emotional level, yeah. And again, that's another example of creating boundaries for ourselves going into the new year. Like if we know that persons have crossed the line, we're okay to we don't have to be like YouTube buddies. Like just, you go in your lane and you go in your lane, just kidding, right? I mean, that's respecting each other's boundaries and not going in there and causing problems for other people's channels and staying away from each other.
And so when people say, but the reason when you look at that, when that comment is posted, when you say that, when someone says forget, like when someone says you want forgiveness, you say you want forgiveness, but you have to forgive as well. That this particular thing is on a whole nother greater level than anybody ever can know. So
I know that, Megan, but also other people's lives are on a whole other level that you and other people.
Oh, agree. Yeah.
So
what
we're saying is just think about maybe going into the new year. Like I am going to think about trying to balance a little bit more perspective and have faith that although you have created boundaries, there is forgiveness. Maybe you won't forget about it, but to just be respectful of everybody to a certain degree. You don't have to be like, get out of my chat or your band. It's your channel. Like if somebody comes into your channel and they're creating drama, ask them to stop. And then you have your rules. Like maybe it's 2 times, maybe it's 1 time, maybe it's a warning, maybe it's timeout, whatever. That's your channel. You know what I mean? But when you're in someone else's chat or I'm in somebody else's chat, like I just think it's really important that we respect each other and leave that shit at the door. When I go to work and leave my house, I leave my drama at home. I go to work, I work, whatever. I look at YouTube the same way, and I know it's hard because it doesn't always happen this way, but we have to at least try to leave our bullshit behind when we're going into a place where we're going to talk to each other about personal things in our lives, that we're opening up about our personal lives, so that it could be used against us. So just be cautious of what you say and how you do things, like I will, and like everybody else. And then our cases and what we're focused on, and that we can't be looking at chat wondering if this person's fighting with this person. It takes our attention away from why we're here, which is to help bring light to these missing children. Michelle is so passionate about, helping get these children's faces out there so someone can help bring them home and or bring peace to the families that lose their children. So that's her channel. That's her goal. Your goal on your channel might be just to have fun and, have laughs and be silly. And that's awesome because everybody likes that sometimes too. You gotta go in there for a laugh myself. It's good times, but every channel is different. And I feel like when you go into that channel differently, you have to go into that channel with a mindset of what that channel's about also.
Right. I'm going to say goodnight to True Crime and Faith. Thank you for stopping in. You've said some very thoughtful and powerful things tonight that have added some great perspective. So thank you for doing that. And I caught a little bit of your Idaho 4 today. It was great for what I did catch. So thank you for bringing some of that content as well. So, safe 2023 to you, Daisy, and your family. And, I will just say for Megan, you know, I respect that it's going to take you some time if you ever get there to where you feel like you can forgive. See, forgiving and forgetting are two different things, right?
Yep.
Correct.
So if for you to get to that place, it's on your timetable. Again, like we said earlier, so you're inviting this person to have a talk with you. It may or may not happen. That you guys can control that on your own and in your own private way. But I thank you for saying that you'd be willing to talk to that person in private. But I realize right now you're just not at that space to do that because you still have a lot of hurt feelings about that. And I will recognize that Smitten Kitten has some really hurt feelings about that. So I think that it's good that you both know that we recognize this, but I think that it is going to take time for whatever sort of forgiveness to happen or any reconciliation, if that is even ever a possibility. I don't know. I don't need that answer. But I do want to, it happened a while ago. Cherokee Raider, thank you for coming up and sharing your story. She wanted to bring that.
Yes, thank you very much. That's a very hard thing to talk about.
It was more about bullying and drama and all that. So thank you for bringing that perspective. And like Mark said, he thinks he's like, I thought we were going to do a little New Year's party in our own way. So I think we're going to kind of steer it that way, Michelle.
I had no idea that it was going to turn into that. I just came in and simply to say that piece, and I didn't really want to go in. I really don't want to go back into the whole this whole BS.
I mean, these things just happen. I think there's a reason for everything, and maybe some grievances had to be aired tonight. I mean, maybe that will mend some fences going into the new year. And hopeful that it's okay not to forget, but maybe forgiving will let go of your own pain. Just a thought to hold about into the new year. But anyway, Michelle. I've talked a lot.
I feel like I just repeat myself over.
I feel the same thing.
And Megan, look down at the bottom here. Wheezy's saying thank you for apologizing to her because she knows that took a lot for you too.
Yeah,
okay,
that's amazing.
So recognize that. I know it was hard to come up here today because you have your history with Michelle too. So we're not going to get past these chapters in the past if we don't try to make those efforts to steer the course a different way. So today is just day one and a step and how you're going to go about doing this. You vocalized some things how you want to do it to me in the past few days, and I would love to see that for you. You have your channel, and it's for camaraderie, and it's for you to feel some closeness to friends that you've made, and I think that's wonderful. Everybody needs that. So, I thank you for coming and saying what you're saying, and I hope that you heard a little bit of what Fox was saying and what Michelle was saying. Is just sit a little bit with how you're going to steer with whatever's happened in the past for you and Smitten, and marinate on that a little bit and figure out how you may want to go forward between the two of you, because we weren't there necessarily. So but I do recognize there was some deep hurt for both of you. So I hope that you guys are able to do that whatever way you need to do it, or just if you don't, you don't. But thank you for having the courage to come up here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one thing that I've never done is like if I made you feel like you weren't welcome, I'm sorry to anyone. There's a lot of actions that we're taking or made or behaviors that I just thought were just insane. The video being posted, I didn't watch it, Megan. I didn't watch it. It wasn't going to benefit me, so why would I sit there for 7 hours and listen to it? So, and I think that's what the majority of people did. Like they clicked on it, realized what it was, and was just like, I'm out. Like
no, that's not all. A lot of people listen to it. 1,000 people saw it when I saw it. By the time I saw it, and
Megan,
I had multiple people come
not
and
how
asking
it
me
works.
multiple questions.
Megan, that's not how it works. As soon as they click on it, it's a
No, I
view.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah,
So
but I had several people.
1,000 people did not sit there and listen to that whole live.
No, a lot of people didn't because they knew that it shouldn't have been posted.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea what was in it other than what you went off about. So
My brother's death was in it and how he died
okay, so I'm saying I know
10
because
years
of what
ago. The 10 years ago was on the December 21st. She posted it on December 20th or December 18th, 19th, whatever. And his death was on his death 10-year anniversary, which I had to stand next to my father on the 10-year anniversary, which we had to celebrate Christmas on early. And had to listen to my dad talk about his dead son today as we're celebrating Christmas. So did I have a good New Year's and Christmas? No, because I also knew that. And so I had to hide. I emotionally had to bury tons of stuff because it was a 10-year mark for my family and for other people. And I didn't even know it was on the video until someone told it to me. So, because I didn't watch it either because I was there. I didn't think I needed to rewatch it. Thanks anyway. But yes, I got told by many people what was on it. And I got told a lot of things that a lot of people did not watch the whole thing. Thank God. Some people said don't watch it because of what was in it. It was not a good. And I asked, and I when I first saw it, I have no qualms about saying this. I said, how much money do you want to take it down? I would have paid anything to have that taken down, but she wanted to leave it up. That's her choice. But it doesn't really matter. Anybody that saw it, my brother died on the 21st. And the 10-year mark of my brother's death, that video dropped, and maybe some people don't. It's been downloaded, it's been cut, it's been everything. It sucks. It just sucks. And so when someone says to me, "Get over it," yeah, you get over something. It takes 10 years for you. My brother, anyway, it was the hardest. Like I said, it brought me to my knees. I am not healthy physically about it. And it really could have sent me to the hospital. And when people say words hurt and things should not be posted, and a sorry is not going to cut it when that happens. So it's for me to say for someone just to say that I can just get over that, I can't. For someone just to say, well, I didn't watch the video and I just posted it, that goes to show that person has no. Anyway, I'm not going here. It's just not worth it.
Thank you, Megan. I feel and recognize your pain and hurt.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Smitten, I am not following along with anything that you're saying.
No, what Smitten Kitten is saying is that when the video was posted, she tried to tell me, and this is why she's upset. She tried to tell me that she would talk to someone, and that she would try to, and that the video was staying up, that she was trying to protect me. And I said no, she wasn't. And then she tried to come and she tried to make you say that it was in my favor, and then she tried to talk smack to someone else. And so then she came into my live, and I said, go play with your friends, and I don't want to deal with you, and I don't want to talk to you. That's exactly what
Megan. I'm gonna stop this right here because it's getting a little bit. This is not what tonight was about. Yeah. I just want to intervene because I want you to know two things, and I'm not defending anybody when I say this. I care for everyone in the chat that's here. I respect everyone's opinion. I'm not saying anything to anybody in a negative way. However, I feel like what some people are saying that follow SOF is that the personal information that was on that video was not, and probably in retrospect, probably should have been reviewed, but most likely, I don't think it was. And it was posted to put the conversation of the Kylie case out there. That's why when certain people are saying, oh, get over it, they don't realize that there was a lot of personal conversation that happened between you and that person that you didn't think would be aired publicly. You were fine with the Kylie stuff, but the personal, intimate conversations between you and that friend was on that video. And that, I think, is what hurt. And also the fact that your story, a personal story, your story of your brother. And I think that's what a lot of Smitten Kitten doesn't realize. And yes, lots of people lose people. So I don't appreciate that comment. I will address that.
Lots of people lose people, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing
But
it.
I know,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
okay,
too
Megan.
painful
Megan, keep
when
it-
you're
yeah.
in it. So I don't like that approach. I respectfully would like Smitten Kitten to just maybe take a minute to just
Second, because
stop.
I've seen, yeah, like I'm not following
I'm
along.
gonna have a
with
reaction. I'm trying really hard right now.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
to have a reaction.
I
Can
know,
you let
and
me
you're doing well.
take care of it? Because I'm
Yeah,
going to be
Megan,
better at handling this than you
Mhm.
will, Megan.
Yeah, Megan, if you want to mute right now, stay up here, but you can mute. Michelle's going to handle it. Okay.
Mhm.
Trust
Okay.
that. Bet on that one.
Trust the
Like
process.
I have noticed these Smitten, I enjoy your logical conversations and I enjoy having you in my chat. But tonight, I'm not getting what I normally get from you. And I don't know. This is so hard, you guys, because there is so much that you guys don't know.
Yes.
There's so much that you guys don't know, but I'm not going to sit here and slaughter other people's names for my gratification. I'm not going to do it. But everything that
And
you
that's up-
see
and
is
that's-
the way you
and I
see
agree
it,
right
the
now.
way that you are told, and the
You
way
have to
that
let
you
her
are
deal with it.
told things are not necessarily the way that they really are. Foxfire, do you want to add to that?
I'm just trying to catch up with chat, but yeah, Mark saying this is what tonight was not about at Foxfire. I think what
Right.
you're trying to say is any individual beefs need to be taken care of personally and not on YouTube Friend Streets. Yes and no. Like, I think that they should be addressed, but they can be, if like not everybody's going to be calling everybody up personally. You don't know everybody personally, right? Like, I don't know Smitten Kitten from Crazy Mama. I just know them from being in chat. Like, I don't have Crazy Mama's message or email, or I don't follow her on Instagram. So how can I go to her personally? But what I'm saying, what I think we're all trying to say here is that nobody has the full story of a person's background or situation. If they're going through something with someone else, like, just stay out of it. Like, it's not our business to get involved or take sides or defend or get angry or jump up and down about something, because like we don't know all the information, right? Ask questions if you don't know. Like, and if they don't want to share that with you, please respect that and move the fuck on. Like that. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to do that, right? And it's hard because you want to get involved and help and say your piece, but like Smitten Kitten, you don't have all the information. We don't have all the information of you. Like, we don't have all the information of Claire. We don't have all Mark's information. We don't know. I don't even know what Crazy Mama looks like. Like, this is the point. Like, it's a waste of our energy to be bickering about things that we hold really personal to ourselves. That is between that person's serious situation and that other person's serious situation, and nobody else's. Like, do you know what I'm saying? But if it's little things, I think just let them go. It's not worth the energy to fuel the fire of negative energy. Like, it just brings our frequency down to a point that's super low. We can't come back from it. And then we go into a depressive state and the chaos breaks out and people start fighting and bickering and texting and saying things they can't take back. Ergo, the situation Megan had to go through, and the situation Wheezy had to go through, and the situation I had to go through, in the situation Blind had to go through, in the situation Social had to go through, in the situation Michelle had to go through, in the situation Shanda had to go through, and Daisy had to go through, and Lala had to see. This is what I'm talking about. And your own individual experiences of those processes happening, right? Everybody's individual experience of that and perspective is different. And you're going to have your own viewpoint. But just because my viewpoint on this street is this way and your viewpoint of that situation is that way on your street, we can agree to disagree. There's no need to have conflict. There's no need for it. We're all here for the same reason, to help solve missing children's cases, right? Like, in this chat, again, it's the channel you go to, right? Like, you go into Megan's channel and you want to talk and be silly and fun, whatever. That's not, like, we're here today because we want to draw more focus on what Michelle's here to do. And in order for us to do that, we have to, like, have a standard going into the new year that we're going to set, and hopefully all of you can follow. And unfortunately, I feel like some people won't agree, and that's cool. You know, you don't want to come participate, that's cool. We hope that you do, and all we're hoping for is that you hear this with a grain of hope in your heart and a place that you can hold space for that, and just take it with you with so much love and care and kindness. It takes so much energy to hate on people when all you have to do is just put your hands up, let Jesus take the wheel, live a beat. Like, it's not our business. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And yes, Mark, we see what you just said. Michelle's highlighted it. Yes, this is Michelle Street. So we're going to get back to Michelle Street and not put this on Front Street. So anything that.
I mean, I do want to address Smitten's comment. I do want to address Smitten's comment about I should be addressing Claire or whatever it was. But I honestly don't know what I would be addressing Claire for.
Exactly. Like, it's not our
Because
business.
I have not, right. I have not been there for any of it. Like, don't say it. It was not a choice to walk away. I didn't have that. That was not my decision. But the moment that decision was made for me was when I really sat back and watched a lot of things, and I kept my mouth shut, except for when it was too deep and it needed somebody to step in and say, y'all need to act right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't feel like either side of the circle or square or whatever you want to call it acted like
teenagers.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I don't even
drama.
we didn't even have this in high school. So I don't know. But no, I did not see anything hateful from her side. And now she has walked away. She's not even here. I don't care what y'all's trauma or your issues with each other are. If you don't like each other, just don't go to their channel. Just don't go to their channel.
And ask yourself, would you hang out with this person in real life? Does it really matter that much if they've said something to like, oh, well, right, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's like stupid. Like, are you this friend in real life? No or yes? And if it's no, then it shouldn't matter to you. It shouldn't matter. If you're in Michelle's chat, it's for her channel. It's for her content, not for everybody to make like conversation about you guys individually. This is about her channel, her content, talk about the case, bring information, help solve, bring it to light. Like, you know, if you're in Megan's channel, it's different. If you're in Shanda's channel, it's different. You're sleuthing, you're actively doing things. Every channel is different. My channel is about energy and creativity and, you know, working through emotion and, you know, reading tarot cards and just finding information from people. I like to think that at the end of the day, and I'm saying this with like all of the wholeheartedness I have, because it's been a really hard year for a lot of people. Michelle, Megan, Shanda, Wheezy, oh my God, me, most likely everybody in this chat's got a story, right? If you go to another channel, I bet every one of them people got a story, because we're all humans and we all have mistakes. We're all flawed. We all have issues. We all gone through some trauma. We all have shit we carry in our suitcases that's fallen out where we're walking. And well, guess what? If that stuff's fallen out, look at it, hold it in your hand. Does it make sense? If not, throw in the garbage and keep walking. That's all we're saying on this show tonight. Is that a good analogy, Kristen? Like, I don't know really what else to add to that part of that piece of this. I just have no more words. Except for please love and care for each other and be respectful. And if you can find in your heart to forgive, good. If you can't, that's your choice. Time it takes time.
It's just gonna pull you down. When you decide to hold it and not let it go,
it hurts you.
Yeah.
Forgiveness, when you forgive somebody else, like, honestly, this does sound selfish, and I'm just gonna say it, but like, if you go to a lot of therapists, they will tell you this as well. And Kristen, you might be able to back me up here.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll find out. But forgiveness is about healing yourself, because you can't carry around that hateful negativity, that hurt vibration that you feel when you want to cry and shout and hold on to something because you're hurting so badly because somebody has done that to you, that your wall came down, somebody stepped over a line or crossed a barrier, right? Exactly. Thank you. It makes your heart lighter. And it also, on the other end of it, if the person receiving that information receives it and they're able to let it go as well and move forward, then two of you are gaining something positive and beautiful. And at the end of the day, isn't that what human beings are? We have to evolve and be better people every day. We're all going to mess up. There's going to be chaos and craziness all over YouTube streets. I mean, that's just, like I said, it's not going to be kumbaya forever, right? Just, but if we attempt it, that's all we're asking, just try.
Okay, but Smitten, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't there. I'm not involved. So I don't understand why we are even doing this, I guess is what I'm saying. I feel like, but here's the thing, Smitten, just as much as you feel like you were attacked, they feel like they were attacked. Again, I've only heard bits and pieces, but I've heard both sides now, and both sides seem to not be on the same page at all, as per usual. But I couldn't see, I did not see, Smitten, honey, I'm telling you, I did not see anything that made me feel like.
Let me ask you something. I'm gonna throw something out there that just came to me, and it has to be said. I heard a little voice say, do you think okay, look, let me ask you this, Smitten Kitten, and if Claire's in here, God love you. If what's hurting you hurts, do you think maybe it's because you had a caring kind of like cool vibe with this person and they hurt your feelings, and that's why it hurts so bad, is because you care about each other? Maybe you have more in common than you think. Just a thought.
And I can't address somebody that's not even here. Like, I'm not going to jump on somebody that's not even here. They left. They left a long time ago.
They just walked out and they left the situation. Exactly. And that's what you have to do, right? But like, you got to ask yourself, like, if someone's causing you hurt and pain, like, why? Why does it hurt you so bad? Like, those are the questions you need to ask, not how can I retaliate? Like, why does this hurt me?
What do I need to fix about myself?
Yeah. What do I need to fix about myself?
Because usually if somebody says something, there's a little piece of truth in there. Even though it hurts, there's a little bit of self-reflecting that you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Like, for example, if somebody says to me hateful things and I don't know them and I don't care for them personally, like they're not in my life, like, it's not going to bother me. Like, who cares what you think? I don't even know you. But if I know somebody and I have some sort of a connection or relationship and, like, tells me to go play with rocks or, I don't know, go traffic, whatever. And I care for that person and I don't know where it's coming from. And it's like out of left field. Like, that shit hurts. Of course it's going to hurt because I care about the other person. You know?
Michelle, I do have to interject here because you have plenty of people that are asking, like, this is really hard for them. So this stuff, respectfully, for Smitten, whoever else is involved in the hurt feelings, like, has to be done in a different forum.
Yeah.
Because people
like what Megan Muffin already said is that if you have something to address for me personally, I have a channel that I address things on, and I've told everybody that if they have a problem with anybody in my channel or around my channel, to address it on my channel. That it doesn't need to be brought to other people's channels. And I've asked for people to stop talking about me. I've asked for people to stop bringing stuff up. And the best way for this to just end is for people to just move on. Like you all of a sudden, and this is the new year coming in, and you're absolutely right. If you know, I'm not letting them, they don't live, I'm not giving them rent, and they're not paying rent in my brain, is what I've heard recently. Like, don't give them the time of day.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to keep doing it. And, you know, I can't change everybody on the internet. It's just the internet. This is YouTube. And, you know, you do turn it off and you find out who your friends are and who you aren't going to be friends with. But, there's a time and a place. And Smitten Kitten, if you have a problem with me or anybody that is affiliated with me, if you want to take it up with me on my channel or with that person that is from my channel, but you don't need to bring it to another person's channel. That's what I think everybody's trying to say. And if I'm the voice of reason in here right now, everybody, and I will say this to everybody in here, if you have a problem with someone, take it up with them on their own channel. And again, if I'm the voice of reason, we have problems.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
really,
so-
and honestly, I don't even see any point in doing that. Like, is it at the end of the day, is what somebody said or done, or you interpreted it that way?
Yeah, you know, and that's a really good point
Really,
here. And I'm going to
Like,
say this really
right.
too. I'm going to
Is
say
that the
this
hill
too.
is that the battle on the hill you're gonna die on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly.
Well, and everybody in here is from different walks of life, and everybody talks differently, and everybody walks differently, and everybody bleeds the same blood, red blood. But everybody acts differently, and if we all look the same, life would be boring. If we all talk the same, life would be boring. However, we all are different parts of the country, and everybody says things that in their country or their area might mean something to them, but in our country, it means something different. So you can't always assume that something is being said out of negative. We've done that before, trust me. And we found out that it means something different in a different country. And that we all went, wow, really? And so you can't just, unless you know what is behind the context of something, or if you want to look more into it, that would be the best way to do it. Don't just assume because of someone saying something, or assume that they're saying it badly, because they may not be, and it may be coming out incorrectly.
Right.
Wow.
So
That was smart,
and,
Megan.
you know, thank you for that, Megan. So I think that Michelle, I'm gonna kind of let you kind of wrap it up, because I think that you know, Marcus said some really good things here too. So maybe Megan and I can both mute ourselves, and let you kind of bring it to home plate here. You know, there's a time and place for everything, you guys, and it's just not here. So we're gonna let Michelle take it and do a whole 180 here and bring it back to where it needs to be. And we're gonna, you know, try to make it, like we said, about going into the new year and the things that she wants for herself and the things that she's trying to bring to you guys. So with that, maybe Megan and I don't know, we can jump down and chat too if you want, Michelle. It's fine. I don't care. However you want to do it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Okay.
muting myself. I'll mute myself, and that way I don't say anything and over talk anybody, because it's the same thing over and over again, and it's a circle and it never ends. And everybody just needs to breathe. If anybody, again, I need to breathe, and we all need to learn that words hurt, feelings matter, and we are all people at the end of the day. So you just have to be respectful of others and try to treat everybody with respect and treat people how you want to be treated.
And also, what happened in 2022 stays there.
Right. Titled it then.
Which is the point. Let's go back to the
That's the
beginning.
point of my life. But anyway, what I want to do and how I want to end this tonight, because I will not be doing a close out the new year tomorrow. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to do what Michelle does, and I'm going to make it positive. And I'm going to say that I wish every single one of you lots of love and laughter and joy in the new year. I hope you are able to get your New Year's resolutions finished. Don't be like me and never ever finish your New Year's resolutions. I don't usually make it 2 weeks into, you know, with the exercising and dieting and stuff like that. I will tell you that my only goal that I have set for myself is building my channel back up to where it was. During all of this that didn't even involve me and that I didn't get involved in and tried to be the mediator in, my channel had to take a hit. And in that process, there was Aspen that needed more coverage. Thank God that my channel and the help of some sleuthers were able to send the tip in that helped find Aspen. That is a huge
Big
accomplishment.
win. Oh my God.
Then Madalena's case, I was the first person to cover Madalena's case. And
Picking up
to
traction.
not have the support. I mean, I have 3,500 subscribers and I barely get 30 people watching. Yesterday, I titled it Kylie Rodney, which I did speak on, but I had like 70 people. So why one takes precedent over another missing child or another case, I don't understand. Today, we had big wins. A suspect was arrested in the Idaho 4. We've been waiting for that. Lucien was brought home. He was the autistic little boy that wandered off. Unfortunately, not alive. His family can now begin to heal in the way that they need to heal. I will continue to do my channel the same way I've always done it, based on facts and truth. I did go do. I went on a panel last night that was all about speculation, and literally, we didn't even speculate really. We were still all very like stick to the facts. I cannot be one that puts out. I can't. I have to. Now I will debunk something all day long. Like if you spit out your theory, I'm going to try to prove you wrong. Just because that's just the way my mind works.
And can I just comment too? Like these cases are so sad and dark as they are. We need as much light in the channel as we can get to uplift our spirits to work hard to find these kids, right? Like, my God.
And that's why my channel, that's what my channel was for at the beginning. And I want to go back to that, is that everybody that going into these true crime channels can be difficult, can be hard. And some people just need a place where they can, go away from
silly and laugh. Exactly.
And go away from it and enjoy and just laugh it off or think about it or not think about it. And because there's cases that come up that I wish that I could send to Michelle, or I wish that I could send to someone else, that I think that the YouTube channels out there that could be very, very helpful to all of those children. And I think everybody in this true crime community needs to work together as opposed to individually sometimes to help those children come home. And that's really does what matters, is that the kids that have issues or have someone, a family that has a kid missing, we need to think about them and what they're going through, because really anything else is more just stuff, and the stuff doesn't need to be blown up into other things.
Well, I mean, like, just think about how much good we could do collectively together than negatively apart. That's all we're saying.
So, yeah. And I want, going into the new year, I've only been on here since October. So, I do want to say that Math Lover, thank you. I saw your comments. It was kind of hard to talk in those moments, but I did see your comments and they're very logical. So I would love for you to come back and speak some more. Now, what I want to do is I want to have a moment, and then I'm going to pray over all of us before we head out. And then that is
wrapping up 2022.
Wrapping up my
Is
2022.
tonight new? Is tonight
And
new?
I want everybody to think of so
No,
many
tomorrow
wonderful
night
things
is,
that
but
happened
I
this year as well.
have plans.
Like
Oh,
I am
I was
super
like-
grateful that I met all of you people, regardless. Like this has been a crazy up and down roller coaster year.
And I will say that everybody in here has a heart, and we all care. And like I think that that's if you know you when you care for someone in any way, shape, or form, kids or creators or anything else. I have learned a ton from all of you in many different ways.
Same.
And and Michelle, you handled this very well tonight. I didn't really mean to sidetrack your life, and I apologize if I did that. But I just wanted to say that everybody in here has a heart, and everybody in here is a real person. And we just need to think about, and I'm including myself in all of this, is that I need to think about what I say and what we say and what is important and what is not. And feelings get hurt all over the place, and it's not worth it. We're all adults, and we need to act like it.
Yep. And also focus on, like I said, all the wonderful things that have happened, all the accomplishments, like baby Aspen coming home and people, justice being served. Like we just want 2023 to be a year of where we can work collectively in a respectful way with one another, and hopefully bring a lot of more kids home and safely, or bring peace to the families that lose these poor children. Right. So that's my point. That's all.
So before I close it out, Mark, that is the plan. We're going out to the country with the kids so they can shoot their Christmas presents. And then we've been collecting fireworks. So when we go down to see fish, we would grab a couple of boxes. So we're going to shoot some of those tomorrow night. Like half of our stash for tomorrow night, and then the rest of it we'll save for the 4th of July. But yeah, we're cooking and all that fun stuff. So, like I said, you guys, it has been a good ride for me. I don't have any regrets. I've met and made connections with many of you, and I want to continue to grow those connections in the year. I want to, the one thing that I do want to do is like try to be more involved in the cases. Like I plan to do some of the court cases. Go to the court cases.
I'm really excited about that.
I want to be boots on the ground more. I want to involve my kids to an extent, because my kids do not realize the reality of children going missing. They will still, we could be standing in a shopping center and they just all go different ways, and it irks me to death. So then I get nothing done because went into panic mode because my children won't stay with their mama. So I want to involve them more. I want to continue to try to make a change. So that's where I see 2023 with, the hopes of making a difference and helping more families get the answers and bringing their loved ones home.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Amen.
So
To that.
what we're going to do now is we're going to take a moment to just sit and think of the ones that made it home, the ones that didn't make it home, the ones whose lives were taken. And didn't need to be. So.
This
Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for your many blessings. I want to thank each and every one of my folks that have come and joined us for the new year. Please, Lord, watch over each and every one of them, guide them through this new year. Lord, just protect them and give them lots of love and laughter and healthy life this coming year. And here's to the new year. In your dear name we pray. Amen.
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 And Michelle, I wanted to, before I jump down and before you close out, hon, I appreciate the prayer. Let everybody know, unless I'm up on panel, I'm not going to be able to communicate through typing. I have to have major surgery, reconstruct the tendons and ligaments in my arm and shoulder, and I can't type. So
Yeah.
I will be listening in the background. I love being with this community, and I hope in the coming year we all have positivity, light. We come together as a community to support the families, the victims, the children,
And
and
each
love
other.
you all. Love you all.
And
Thank you,
I
love
think
you,
it's we need to say a special prayer for those, especially that are going through physical things right now. You know, Megan had no idea what I went through, like what 6 to 8 weeks ago, and what I went through 7 years before that. So I realized that everybody has a story and everybody's suffering. And I'm like, you know, Tricky said like she's going through stuff. You know, Smitten said that everybody's going through something. So a little extra prayer for those that are physically just trying to get back on better footing and feel better day in and day out, you know, and a little extra prayer physically and emotionally for everybody would be nice, I think. So if we could send it that way, that would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to plug something right now because I want to, and you can take it how you want. There is someone in the crime community that is going through something that's very heavy on her heart. She has contacted me and asked for prayers. She doesn't want it to be outed. She's not a part of that right now, but I told her that we were praying for her and that everybody in the community loves her. And when I say everybody in this community, every single one of us in the crime community has talked to this person at least once. So with the Kylie Rodney case, so we all need, and she has a baby. There's a baby in her family that was suffering, and she wanted prayers for that child.
Okay.
So I just wanted to put that out there.
I'll pray for
Oh,
her.
and one more thing to everybody. Harley and Huckleberry, especially to Michelle, has a little wiggle butt going right now.
Love the wiggle.
So you
Love the wiggle.
Love the wiggle butt.
I'm gonna post a video on my other channel, so just for you to go and look and see their happy joy.
They're so
Bring
cute.
a lot, right?
Yeah, I remember when you had
So-
the video the other time I seen you. You showed your babies. They're really cute.
Yeah, and they're a blessing to me because I wasn't gonna tell y'all this. I actually remember the wiggle butt night.
Mhm.
I slipped and I broke my back, but I didn't want anybody to feel sorry for me,
Oh
so
my
I was gonna
gosh.
leave that out.
What's
I
the
slipped
wiggle
on
button?
blackout.
Wow.
What's the wiggle button?
No,
wiggle
wiggle
butts,
butt.
like the
butt.
dogs.
The
Butt.
dog's
that are
tail
wiggling
is
their butt.
butt shakes. It's so cute.
It's
Their
what?
tail
My
Their
When you
tail
look
is
up-
nubbed.
yeah,
Who
yeah.
is
they're-
this?
So
Let me share
See my
your-
profile
He's got
picture?
beautiful dogs.
My profile picture, that's Huckleberry, and Harley is 4 months old, and she's right here doing the wiggle butt, wiggle butt, wiggle butt.
I've not seen the wiggle
So-
butt, but I'm sure it's pretty funny. So
It is
No,
funny
it's
when they
It's
not
both get.
adorable.
I
It's
hope you-
adorable.
He twerks.
You
He
will.
does a twerk, and then his little nub on his tail just wiggle, 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 wiggle.
so
So
cute.
anyhow, y'all, I hope you have a great, safe New Year. I'm gonna jump down and love on my babies for a while. I appreciate everybody in the community, and I hope to see, hear, and won't be typing because, like I said, I have to have that surgery. But if I get a chance and I have something to contribute that's positive, I'll jump on panel. You all have a good night.
No,
Night,
thank you.
Thank
Cherokee.
you. You too, honey.
Love ya and praying for
Pray
you.
for you.
All right,
And
guys.
I will say
Next
that
year.
Yeah.
there has been some bravery in the chat as well tonight, and let's all just know that mental health is health, and if we don't have that, we don't have the wealth within our bodies. So
Amen.
I'm
I'm
just
so
going
proud
to
of you,
applaud
Lizzie.
those that have spoken out tonight and spoke your truth. That's very hard to do, you guys. It's just
It
so
is.
hard. So know that we see you, we love you, and just, you know, yes, Michelle says, okay, there's Kristen, she's my life coach. you guys can always email me, but I don't want you to feel
I
alone.
will say, Christine, because I'm going to make it a joke, Christine, that that you have helped me more times than not, and I appreciate you highly. I mean, I think everybody here has taken a lot from you at certain times, and you are our community therapist, I think, at many times.
How can we give back to you? What can we do for you, Kristen?
Yeah, what can we do for you?
Y'all can all thank Michelle. You can all thank Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
I am sharing. You guys take note. Michelle is sharing.
Michelle, or more importantly, Kella is sharing.
Oh my God.
Oh God, I am
I
her
think
friend
she's
and
gonna
her
call
friend
you
only.
Christine as a joke now forever.
Yeah,
Instead of Chris 10.
Chris 10. Just remember the 10.
TEN.
But you guys know that in my channel, my email is there, so don't feel alone. If you need something, you can email me, because you know there are hard things that we go through each and every day, even me. But we get up each and every time and we try to do our best. But if we feel like you just need somebody to listen, there's people there. So just know that you're not alone.
I will
And it's
say
okay to not be
your
okay.
timing though, your timing sometimes is wonderful, and I can say that for me, and I don't know about others, is that when I wanted to go and scream and I see seriously Kristen come up in my chat, I go and I'm like, I mean,
It's
I
impeccable
realize
timing.
she does. You have impeccable timing, and you know exactly when you're needed and where you're needed, and I don't know how you know that, but you do, and I do want to I want you to know that I appreciate you.
She's an angel.
Well, thank you. The only way to give back is like when if you guys want to pop on over and say hi sometimes when I have my channel.
Absolutely. Can we put
Well,
her?
I mean, it's there, but when I start stuff up in January, that's talking about the new legal cases that are going down and whatnot. Sometimes it's stuff that you'll be like, oh my God, does this crazy stuff really happen in real life? Yes, it does, people. So, we can talk about that collectively, and that dialogue is good to get people understanding that there are just people that have different walks of life out there. And we're going to see this with the Idaho Ford case. I'll break that down legally for you. No, I'm not a lawyer, but I've spent plenty of time in a courtroom with plenty of lawyers and judges. So, I'll just break it down in the most simplest of terms. And
it's coming up too, right? Covering that.
What's that?
I said you and Michelle are going to be covering the Quentin Simons case as well in Georgia.
And Quentin, and then I'm going to be going over some past cases that have just, that have gone on through the years that people don't realize. So, there'll be a lot of stuff that's going on. If you want to give me a like when you stop in there, that'd be great. But it's some of the stuff is heavy, some of the stuff is crazy, and you're just gonna be like, does this really happen out there? Yes, each and every time. I'm going to tell you, there's nothing that surprises me in the line of work that I've done. People are like, there can't be anything crazier. Oh yes, there can. So
maybe can we put her a link in the chat, maybe, so people can just go there and subscribe.
So if you want to just come over and say hi and join in the conversation and learn about some really eye-opening cases, then that's fine. And there'll be times that I talk about mental health stuff too. And if you feel like that resonates with you, then great. And you want to talk about it, then sure, that's perfectly fine too. And if I say something that upsets you, like
excuse me,
email me. We'll talk about it in private, because I don't want to put it out there on Front Street. That's just not me. That's not what I do. But if I do say something that you kind of feel like it wasn't in the right space, or you have some questions about that, or that you felt like it was personalized, I never want you to feel that way. So let's talk about it. I'm not a scary person, so let's just do that. So
Mark and his comment.
Oh gosh, what's Mark doing?
This is the best one I've seen in forever. Oh my gosh. He said, Wheezy, Cher has a lower hourly rate than Kristen. Move forward at your own risk.
But we don't even know her rates, do we? She won't say. Casey, try to find out.
Yeah, Mark needs to.
Absolutely, Amethyst Noir. I just wanted to touch on Amethyst Noir's comment that it is true. A lot of people have lots of reasons. Maybe they're shut-ins, or they, can't mobily leave their home. And so YouTube is the place where they feel like you have family and chat and discussions. And so, we just want to make it a nice place for everybody as well. So thank you for that, sharing that comment. It's important to mention as well. Yeah.
only person I'm mad at right now. There's a mosquito, you guys, and it's driving me bananas.
And
Oh,
wait, I
and
do
if
want to say,
you're-
I do want to say something because it was mentioned earlier. When I say people hate me, it's my interpretation of saying that they're mad at me. Hate is a very
Right.
strong word, and
You
I
need to
say it
work on that.
because,
Work
and
on it.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But that when I came in here and said that, everybody jumped on it. That's my terminology, and my word is not right, and it's something that I've said my whole life. So it's going to take me more than a week to be able to take it all and make everything better. No one can change
You're
overnight.
trying. That's the main
Yeah.
thing. You're
And I
trying.
still have my quarter. I still have my quarters. I'm still on the same one. I think I probably owe a few, but I'm trying desperately. And yes, I'm going to try to quit smoking, and maybe I'm going to owe more quarters because of that. But I'm trying to be respectful to everybody, and I just want everybody to do the same.
Yep. Okay.
Can we just also address Killshot came in the chat earlier and said
Sure.
he was really thankful for us doing this. It was really,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's amazing.
Yes, I got a
Thank
private
you.
message from a few people.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
So-
thank you for those words. And Amethyst, I did see what you said, and thank you for that. Weezy said she's on Discord. If you want to find Weezy, she's on Discord. I am not on Discord because I can't figure the freaking thing out. So you're never going to see me on Discord. But
And
some of
anybody
you
can get a hold of me. Weezy, I'd love to talk to you personally. And please go back on panels. Don't, because of what I said, don't take that. It was not meant to be that way at all. I love you. I think you're a wonderful person, and I love your rapping, and it's amazing how well you can do at it. So don't, and I would never say anything negative, derogatory at all. I don't, I don't know. I did not, it really did not mean to come out the way it did. And I was just making a point, but it went over because of
Sorry.
something else.
You're just
So
sorry.
I'm sorry that you thought that was, I just sorry. And I can't say it enough. And I have thought about it often. And when I heard something else, I went, oh my Lord. So I just wanted to, and if anybody has a problem with me, you know how to get a hold of me on Facebook, because I'm everywhere. So you can get a hold of me on there if you want to chat with me, if you don't want to bring it to a chat.
And if you don't want silly Megan's channel or Kristen's cool legal advice, or Michelle, where are you? Over here? True crime. Yeah, I don't know where I'm at in the boxes, so I'm just like doing this. You can come to me if you want to like pull a card for your future. I'll see what I can do. And so it's my channel. Kind of a bit of fun card pulls. I do lives. We just sit and have coffee and pull tarot cards and see what they say. So
and I never even knew you were a tarot card reader. I think that I'm like, that's the whole thing, is that you like, during this whole thing, I've missed getting to know people. And when I hear things, I go, huh? I mean, we literally have so much to offer everybody, and everybody needs to realize that everybody here is here for a reason. And if you believe in God, which we all do because we just prayed, that God has an intention for everybody and puts everybody together for a reason. And if we didn't care, we wouldn't fight. And unfortunately, sometimes I have a hot button and I need to work on it.
Y'all fight too ugly. Some of you fight dirt. See, I am not that type of person. Like,
I didn't used to be.
I'm gonna fight.
Michelle, your lips are bleeding.
Linda, I am never going to be up here. Listen, Linda. I used to think that little boy that said, listen, Linda. I used to think the little boy that used to say, listen, Linda. But now every time I hear listen, Linda, I hear Michelle's voice saying, listen, Linda. Listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda. Yeah.
I mean, literally, I was like, what?
That's
Some of
right,
the
Katie
things
Ann.
that I
You
saw
got me
come
right.
out during, I was like, I can't. I can't. And now I can't unsee it. Now I know it. And I'm like, y'all, I'm done. Like, you know,
some things you can't unhear and can't unsee. Well, that's okay.
But if I'm going to fight, it's not going to be on here. Like, we can meet somewhere if it has to be in the middle of the U.S.
I will say this. Michelle and I have known each other since day one, and Michelle and I do not always agree on every single thing, and I think we all know that. But
you don't
Michelle
listen to me.
And I don't listen to anybody. The only person I listen to, which we all know, happens to be my daughter, and I don't even, or my son, and I don't listen to them well. They have to corner me.
Listen,
They have to corner me.
Everybody learns a different way. You learn the hard way. I learn the hard way. Michelle, listen, we all go through life and our lessons and everything. But I just like that we're wrapping this year up on a positive note.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
I mean,
know,
we can't have everybody on the same
no,
level. Like, it's
No.
never going to happen.
no,
It's
but
what we do with their behavior.
Right.
If we decide it's not worth it, let them talk. Let them
Yep.
make these stupid videos. Do you
Yep.
know how many videos have been made about me that were
You know how
like,
many have been made about me?
yeah, but I didn't do anything.
You know what? I'm gonna say, Sluggy's come in here. Welcome, Sluggy. Thank you for coming
Hey,
in.
Sluggy!
Thanks,
So
friend.
mods, if you can, I see some. Go ahead and drop
Yes.
channels if you guys
Grab
for
Sluggy's
Fox, for Sluggy. I'm
I don't
on
know,
my,
Sluggy. I heard about you the other day, Sluggy, and I don't know who you are, but nice to meet you. I just heard about you the other day.
I know,
I'm
me
on my
too, and I
phone,
was
so I
excited
can't drop my
to
own link.
watch,
But
I had
if
company, I couldn't stay, so I
yeah,
apologize for leaving. But I like your content. I subbed.
I'm on my phone, so I can't.
Someone
I
said
can't
Sluggy,
drop
and
my own link. But
someone said Sluggy, and I had no idea what they were talking about. And I went, "Who is Sluggy
yeah,
Sleuth?" I'm
Sluggy.
like, I had no
Easy.
idea. So
Can you
I
drop
would
her
be
link
more
for
than
me?
happy to come and
There you
visit. I
go.
don't. There we go.
And Kristen, if you have Kristen's there.
Yeah, if you want to drop mine, that's fine because I'm on my phone and I can't drop it. But and then if any of you have channels that you're starting or we haven't stumbled across, then we have go ahead and drop your own channel in there. It's okay.
Good point.
Michelle doesn't care.
So I am starting another channel. It's going to be in the new year, so maybe the first week in January, you'll get a pop-up if you sub to the other channel. If you sub to the other channel, you can go to the other channel. It's there. It's called just Foxfire as well. I will be changing the name. I haven't found the name yet, but what the content's going to be is like all kinds of fun stuff to talk about, like Mandela effect, conspiracy theories, fringe science, universe parallel theory. I mean, like X-Files, whatever the topic is, it's going to be out there. So it'll be fun and get away from the everyday conversation. Kind of anything goes, anything's possible type of theme. So if you have any kind of cool names you want to help me out with, let me know. Come to my channel, drop it in the link, drop it in the message area there so you can help me with my new channel name. I'm stumped. But that's going to be what I'm doing. So I'm really excited about that as well. So hopefully helping
I got
it.
Well. I got the name.
What is it?
Michelle's sidekick.
I like it. Well, I'm still gonna hang with you. Don't worry. I'm not gonna leave you girls. Oh Lord, I'm gonna be busy in the new year, I feel like.
KTM came back in here, and welcome back, KTM. You know what? And the other thing I haven't told you guys, and Michelle knows this, it probably won't surprise you. So enter into this topic if you'd like to, if it doesn't hit you personally. I'm going to be talking about the good, bad, and the ugly of CPS. So you guys will get that firsthand account from somebody who's been boots on the ground, who has, and I will take, and I'm going to have people that are former foster youth that are actually going to be explaining what it was like growing in there. So, you know, I'm impartial to it all because I've seen the good and the bad. So I'm willing to entertain those discussions. So know that when you come in those chats, if you want to hear about stuff that, because you know CPS is so hidden, it's so locked down that a lot of people don't talk about it, and I'm willing to talk about those cases, not cases, but those I can talk about how casework happens without talking about the people in the cases, so that I still maintain the anonymity for those that were part of the system. If I do have people that are former foster youth and they're putting themselves out there, just please come in there respectfully, because they're going to come in and they'll tell you, like, if it was hell, you know, growing up from different homes, or if it was they had a social worker that saved their life, they're going to tell you both sides of it. And you know, it's so eye-opening, you guys, and we can't repair this system if we don't know collectively as a society how to do that, because it's run by one big place and one big place only, and that's the U.S. Fed. So
Can I?
You know,
Sorry, never mind. Sorry to interrupt.
No, let's go. Go ahead.
I was gonna say everybody keeps dropping channels, but for people that aren't mods, because I have this question, how do you find people if you're not? Because only with mods can you press their name, or not on my iPhone or not on my Android. Can you
Can't do
press
it
their
on
name and go to their channel? I don't know how to do that.
done on a
Yeah, if you're
computer.
not a mod, you can copy though. You can copy it and paste it.
I can do it back here, but when you're in chat, I don't think you can.
No, you have to go to my actual video.
Oh, okay.
That's what
Yeah,
the
so
link
you
there
can't
is
do
in
it
the
while
link
you're on the
too.
channel.
So go
Can't do
back
it
when
while
this
you're-
is over and go in chat. Don't forget to like. Scroll down, click the one you want to find. Right? Is that
Well,
right?
okay. This is my I asked this question on my live and I can't figure it out because people do it all the time. How do you guys all do this? Like when you're in the chat and you're trying to follow, like you're trying to read the chat,
This
like
is
in
why
a
we're
video.
saying it's hard. That's why we need to everybody get along so we can just focus on that stuff.
Yeah, because I'm like trying to go to somewhere I tried to go to somewhere in the video that I wanted where after the intro or whatever, and I don't know how to find it in chat. Like the chat
Yeah.
doesn't stay with it.
Yeah, I know it's hard. Mark, can we highlight Mark's comment as well? Yes, hashtag find Summer Wells. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I
Absolutely.
do want to wait.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
This one?
Mhm.
And I'm
No,
going to
that's a
have
good
to
one.
think of this because my channel is going to be open panel like this. So I will have to, it's going to be fun. I'll have to have like a lot of wrenches. So there'll be a lot of fly-in theories, which would be great. Oh, SOF joined up. She's back in.
Yes, and Sluggy, yes, Harmony Montgomery, like that bless her heart. Her case, I would like to really get in depth on because, the news can only say so much. So those parents are going to be heading the dad
Oh
and
my
the stepmom are
God.
going to be heading to trial. So I'd be happy to look into that more as well.
Yeah. Please be safe, Megan.
What the heck?
What is that? I can't read. Oh, hold on.
It says that Brainstorm sent me another email. The one about Meg's, this weirdo, said he or she's going to Truckee this weekend. I don't wish ill will on anyone. Megs, please stay aware and safe. That Squirrel's on fire.
So Megan, you got to do what you need to do to stay safe
Can you, Shan, can you forward that email to
Yeah,
appropriate
so she can get it to
people?
law enforcement.
Yep.
And Amethyst Noir, I promised you I will get in touch with you. So I will do that. I promise. It just won't be probably today or tomorrow. Obviously not today. Tomorrow. It'll most likely be next week sometime.
No, I feel like that is. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Because I think she might hate Megan more than she hates me.
Who?
Mrs. G.
Oh, Lord. I think that's your arch nemesis, isn't it? Listen, Linda. Listen,
that,
when I first heard her,
y'all
I
really want me to throw you?
Rocky.
You want me to really, really throw you? I think she is Jeff's private investigator.
Ooh, that's a
Go
good
watch
one.
her videos. Go watch her videos.
I watched her.
Michelle, Shan's going to forward you the email so you can maybe get with Megan and so she can report who she needs to report it
That's
to.
good.
To stay safe.
Great idea.
Thank you for doing that, Shanda.
Thank you, Shanda.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. I've had more death
No,
threats than
But this is
anybody
where
else.
this is what you
Cool,
need to do. I'm going to give you some advice that you probably should listen to this time. You need to take this email to law enforcement.
I can't.
Because
Why can't you?
I've promised my daughter I won't do anything with it.
Michelle,
but
Megan,
it's
it's for your safety.
Yeah, it's for your. I think your daughter. Why don't you call your daughter? Tell her about the email. I'm sure she'll agree that it's probably best to let them know, just to be aware that there's a threat.
I've been threatened more than you can manage.
I know,
Try
but
it.
this is showing them that they can't continue to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You guys don't know how many threats I've had. I've had people say they're going to be in my back of my car. I've had people say that they're standing outside where I'm working. I mean, anything and anything, and no one's done anything. So it's all just threats. It's all people just being stupid. So
Until the one that isn't, honey. That's all we're saying.
People are crazy.
Megan,
I don't.
Megan,
I will give
do I
it
need
to
to do a
you.
reality check for you, Megan? Do I need
Yeah.
to do a reality check for you? I'm telling you that part of this Idaho 4 case that we will see come out of it is that this guy has been following people on social media, or is
I know.
following
I
some of
saw.
these people on
I saw the
social
video.
media. So do not take it lightly. So if this person is giving you threats, you've got to take it to police. I don't.
The thing is,
Daisy-
they didn't give
Daisy
the threat
wants her
to
mom.
you. They sent it. They didn't send this threat to you. They sent it to someone, and thankfully, she's being like not okay. Well, whatever, and just throwing it under the rug. Like she was concerned enough to come and tell us, "Hey."
And I got goosies, and when I get goosebumps, that's an indication that you need to pay attention to this. Like this one scares me. I'm really worried for this one. Okay, so please, Megan, just don't. Who cares about all the other threats? Just this one. Please, pay attention to this one. Okay, just please talk to your daughter. At least talk to your daughter. We'll leave it with that. You're a grown adult. You can do what you want, but just know we care for you. We want you to be safe. That's all. Right.
And then Shanda needs some mods. Can you put Michelle's, or if Michelle can do it, put her email in there?
Yeah.
Apparently, Shanda needs the email.
Shan knows how to get a hold of me. If she wants to send it to me, she can send it to me. It doesn't need to go through 3 different
She
people.
wants to send it to Michelle, so let's just let her give it to Michelle.
Well, I have proof if something happens.
Exactly.
Because you don't listen. I know who to track down.
I'm not. There's nothing that there's nothing. What are they going to do? I mean, it really doesn't matter.
I don't know, Megan, but all I'm saying is we don't want it. Your case, we don't want to be for the new year. So please be safe.
I don't want to find out what happened.
Like
Megan.
I don't want
literally.
to come in the new year and find out. We got to find out who stole you and you're missing, and you know what I mean? Please.
Michelle, Sluggy's dying. You got to check out her DM.
I am. I'm checking it right now.
Like other people in the chat have intuitive feelings as well, and they agree that we get the goosies on this one. Like, I'm not going to repeat myself. I know you can do what you're going to do, but I just talked to your daughter. Okay, show her the email.
I'm sure she wants her mom safe.
Yeah. Knowing that this person has gone to other channels as well is scary, and Instas and stalking girls. And I got a bad feeling about this one.
Wait, again, I don't know anything about this. I don't know who this is. I've not seen any threat. So
Neither have I, but I just have a bad feeling.
What I would say to them, and it's kind of a joke. No, I'm not going to say it.
No, do not say it.
No, don't say it.
You're learning, girl.
It's a work in progress. I've said other things and about it, like when I had issues, and my best advice to them is if they want to go ahead and try, but you're not going to faze me, so it's not worth your time.
I'm just telling you, Megan, just take it seriously. You got to protect yourself.
Are you on the Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Does that not work well when it's on Wi-Fi?
Do you want me to take my Wi-Fi off?
Possibly.
Well, guys, it's 2 a.m. in Canada where I live. So I just want to say, Michelle, thank you for having me on panel. I'm very honored to be a part of this discussion tonight. I think it was really important. I'm so happy to see everybody in the chat that came by. Squirrels on Fire, Sluggy, Amethyst Noir, Special Needs Mom, Smitten Kitten, Mark, KTM, True Crime Insight. I think I even saw, Killshot up there. Who else? Who else we got?
Mega Pints, Muffins.
Yeah, Mega.
Memphis.
Cherokee, of course. Yeah.
Cherokee. Claire was here earlier. Yvonne was here earlier.
Math Lover. So many
Math
great
Lover
comments.
was
Thank
here.
you so very much. This reminds me of something.
Wheezy, Mark. Yep. Everybody.
I see Mark. I see Susan.
Jesus.
I see. Did you guys have that in the United States? That
Yes,
television
we
show?
did.
Yes.
Well, I was waiting for my name for a really long time. Every weekend, I wait for them to call my name. Anyways, yeah. So
I'm reading them, Sluggy.
no, that's all good.
Apparently, she wants to.
Aaron, thank you for coming by. D, Crazy Mama.
Mhm.
Who else?
Art and Crime.
Art and Crime, yes. Check her channel out. She's got new art out. It's really neat.
Daisy.
Daisy, yes. Daisy, of course, Daisy. Yes. Mark.
I'll tell you what. If I have to, I'll do a 24-hour live for the whole weekend or whatever, so that you guys all have to. So
Perfect.
we all know I'm alive until they are gone. Does that make everybody happy? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. Then if it happens, you guys are all gonna see it on live, and you guys will all be able to have all the proof you need. I mean, it just is. If you give them clout, they're just gonna keep running with it. So if you just say whatever, they get bored.
I know,
They'll move
but
on.
these seem to be more specific, Megan, and that's why we're saying just turn them over to the authorities. It's to protect not only you, but it's to protect your family. So
Yeah, and some people you can just like give no energy to, but sometimes you need to pay attention, I guess is what we're saying. That's all. This is just one to pay attention to. Greg, we forgot Greg, Smitten Kitten.
yep, very good. That's right. Mhm. I don't want to forget anybody, but
I know. I'm just scrolling up. Make sure we got everyone. Because it's the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like
Sorry, I am deep into this.
I know, Michelle, I got you, girl. I'm just over here doing this for you so you can let's read your email. Oh my gosh. So many great comments. P.S. It's all shiny. I love that name, FYI.
mhm.
Who else? Hoping for answers. Another who came by. Anyway,
And I have to
think
say that
I
I went.
on anybody. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's
I got to check something off my bucket list today, you guys. I went to Michael Jordan's restaurant here. Oh,
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. Oh my
Mhm.
God. If you're ever in South Florida, it's right here on the water, and it was phenomenal.
Wow, sounds good. What's the main menu?
Well, I actually wanted
Steakhouse
lunch
or-
because I wanted I like the lunch menu better.
Mhm.
But normally it's like all different, like the dinner menus, all different kind of fish and all different steak and just everything.
cool.
It's like
Like a surf and turf kind of thing.
yeah, it's just lobster rolls and lobster this, and all of that,
Nice.
So
On.
sometimes you can catch his boat too. I didn't know that. I asked my husband what it's called, and he says, of course it's called whatever his number was, 23 or something. So I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay. But yeah, we were supposed to go to Tiger Woods restaurant last year for our anniversary, but my husband got COVID instead. So
Weezy, you better get up there and sing if they do a karaoke thing. I won't be there, but I want you to get up there. Don't take
And
what I said.
And sister, we gotta say hi to sister. She came by.
Who's sister?
Casey.
oh, Casey.
Oh, hi, Casey. I miss you.
I don't know if she's still here or not, but she was here earlier, so we just want to say hello to her.
I sent you a message today saying I miss you. I do miss everybody. I mean, I miss this. I do miss having everybody around. I mean, if you think, let me just tell you, all the girls in this chat and all the males in this chat are strong individuals, and I think we could do so much more together than separately. And I don't think that many people would try to go at any of us. We all know we all know that we all stand up for ourselves, but we do come together when something's wrong.
Yeah,
But
for
I think
sure.
it's important to recognize everybody's going to do different content, and maybe sometimes we won't agree with that content, and it's okay to just let them do what they're going to do. That's the best way to say it.
And also, Kristen, don't forget Barbara Walters died today.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Barbara Walters did
years
die.
old. That's a legend.
I just watched an interview on her today, and
Mhm.
like it was on ABC News or whatever. It was on TV. I'm on ABC, so I know it's on the ABC too. But they said they showed all of her interview that like over the years from when she was
Super young.
just starting to all the way up to when most of her interview, her cards, and she said that like one of her best things is that she would go to a restaurant and say, and someone would say something and she would use that as an interview question. And it was just
Really?
amazing. It would like something would, so she goes, she would ask anybody and anybody was one of her things on somewhere that when someone was asking her, she says, anything and everything that was asked to me as a question, I wrote down and then I could use it for an interview with someone else at any different, if
That's
something
really interesting.
like it was really the way she put it. I'm not even saying it exactly right, but it was like when someone would say, I don't think they would have an opinion or have something about that, whatever she was covering at the time, she would then ask that she would write that down so that it wasn't just coming from her. It was coming from people that wanted to know these things. I mean, they showed everybody from Oprah to Diane Walters. I mean, everybody this girl's ever interviewed. And it was just like some of the names that were dropped that I saw that came on the TV. I went, she's like a grandma. I think everybody thinks that she's always going to be alive forever.
That was like Bob Barker for me.
Yeah. Like, well, that's what I felt like. I'm like, when these iconic people are passing away that have been in our lives forever, you just assume that they're always going to be there. And we're at that age now where all of these people that were 50 when we were 20 now are older. And it's amazing that there's the older generation. We have to learn from them. And that's what they were saying to her and through these interviews, is that women that stand up and drive a path for other women that are behind them,
yes,
should be awarded and should be, that's more times than not what they should be known for, not just the interview themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, I am very concerned. And yes, my wheels are turning. And I got more questions. I got more questions. Did you reach out to her, Sluggy? Did you start a private conversation?
What?
I think it's
it's
a
about
case they're
me.
talking about.
Oh,
Sluggy
Erin,
and
it's nice to see you in here. But KTM said you so said. KTM, is that about Barbara Walters, or is there something else that we need to address before signing off? Megan, Squirrels on Fire has a message for you. They're willing to unblock you to partake in fun days like karaoke, but you know I cannot unblock others who caused ill will for my son. You're welcome to the karaoke days. So there you have it.
I figured you did, because you're better at reaching out to people than me.
Oh, just for the record, when I mentioned Barbara Walters, it was a comment. Actually, Amethyst Noir said at the very beginning of the chat, because I was scrolling up to see if I missed anybody. And it was her very first comment, and we were just kind of introducing this system here today, and or the topics, I mean, and I just saw it now. So just to give credit to her for reminding us of Barbara Walters. So,
yeah. Okay, thank you, KTM.
So, I will say this because obviously this person's here. Shan, you and I need to have a conversation off of YouTube and off of line before, and we need to have our own discussion. And I think that you and I both have talked about this before, is that when you and I go at each other like we do, which is never good for anybody, it's amazing the support that both of us have, and good and bad. And when you're saying that kind of stuff, there was never ill will, any that I know of, any ill will, that word, toward your son. I don't know what that's about. I don't know who you're talking about, and that's why I want to have it offline. I don't think it's appropriate to have it online.
Okay.
You and I need to have a conversation, and it doesn't need everybody that's on any channel doesn't need to hear it. I mean, it doesn't need to be posted. It doesn't need to be recorded. You and I need to have a conversation way before we can just smash things out and move on, because I think that there's a lot of hurt feelings on both sides. So
yep. And I think that's fair. So there's you guys have your things to discuss, and
Smitten Kitten wants to have a rap battle with Wheezy.
yeah, Smitten Kitten, and maybe maybe Wheezy will get there. I don't know when she wants to go back, if ever, on panel, but
It'll be
I know you guys are missing her, and just know she's okay. We got her.
We got her.
Girls, we've been there for her, and we'll continue to just try to help her through this transitions of things that she's going through. So, her daughter, I got to talk to her daughter for the first time yesterday, and she is phenomenal. And she's a little rock star, and you know, she's doing some really important work with her therapies, and it's just awesome to see. So you know, so good things are coming.
I think that
Weezy.
Smitten Kitten, the thing that you missed when you were gone, and I know you were gone, is that there's lots of things that have happened underneath and behind closed doors, and not everybody knows everything. Even I don't even know everything about what happened, because I get my name gets thrown in there all the time. So, and Shannon and I have said this before, is that Shannon's stubborn and I'm a hothead, and so therefore when Shannon and I have a disagreement, or whatever we do, no one's going to solve it until we're ready to solve it. And we need to and everybody needs to not be on sides. Everybody needs to be able to go wherever they want to go. They need to know everybody here cares about everybody. If we didn't care about each other, we wouldn't fight like we do. We wouldn't get upset like we do. We wouldn't have emotions. And that's really what it comes down to. And like I said, every pitch in here is probably the worst pitch if you're on the wrong side. So I don't want to be on the wrong side anymore. I'm tired of fighting. It's New Year's and it's time to just move on. And things have been said that probably shouldn't have been said. I agree on both sides, but the sides thing I hate. I actually hate it. I hate it when I hear it. I hate it when I have to say it, and I don't like it. It's not fun. I'm not that person. Never have been that person. So if there is, and I'm using Shannon and I as an example, but if there's anybody in here that has a frustration level or has someone that they care about deeply for whatever reason, don't get involved if it doesn't really include you in it, because it's not going to help, because there's too many things on each side that people don't know, and it just makes it worse. So it's not like we're sweeping underneath the rugs, but there's times where some people have to breathe. Yeah, they have to breathe and they have to walk away, and they have to figure out what they're doing, or how they're going to react to it. And my reaction may not have been most people's. I saw kids there. Most people reaction. Most people don't react the same way everybody else does. Like I said, we all have difference of opinion. We all have. I mean, if we all sat up here and said the exact same thing over and over and over again, all the exact same way, we'd all be really boring. So it's more fun if we can go in and have a good time and chat with everybody, because everybody here cares about each other. I mean, everybody here knows each other in one way or another, and we've all had different conversations with every single person on this panel. Every single person in this chat I've had different conversations with, and some of them might be the same conversation, but it might come out differently at those times. And so you can't take one sentence or one word and run with it sometimes, because it doesn't.
Yeah. And I'm Megan, I'm just going to wrap it up, because
Thank you.
Some people can go over to Megan's channel if you want to, because she's West Coast time, but our East Coast and they're Canadian on here. We're leaving our eyeballs with toothpicks, but like Shan says, she's always here for good fun and laughter, and that's great. But let's all make a promise to one another. Everybody, this is across the board. Like, leave everybody's personal sides of it and their family members out of it, because these are innocent people that should never even be brought into it in the first place. So if we're putting our faces and our names as creators out there, just leave everybody else out of it. Like, I have to protect my husband to the ends of the earth. Like, I have to protect my daughter because she's looking to get into work in federal employment.
I agree. No, Smoothie, you're absolutely right. So. I agree with that. That's what I'm saying, though. Agree to disagree. And it's fun if you have a civilized conversation, because not everybody's going to agree. And we just need to realize that not everybody's going to agree. And some people are just.
And sometimes you'll learn from other person's perspective, from a different point of view, by just being objective.
It's amazing how I can hear one thing and people say I don't listen, which I'm learning. I've never listened. To ask my mother, but I'm learning. But I hear one thing from one person and I can tune it out completely, like the Charlie Brown mom, and then the next person can say it and it like turns your head like, did you just say that? Like, what? Why? But it doesn't matter who it comes from. Sometimes you learn from the one you don't expect to learn from. So I've learned that through all of this, and just know that no kids should be brought into it. My real life got brought into it on Front Street, and it's been
Mhm.
especially hard for me in
Right.
different ways. But I can only grow and move on, and not.
And
I
yeah.
hate. I'm not a hateful person. I really am not. And there's times where I have said things that were out of hate, and I probably should not have. But some things I will still stand by. I mean, that's how I am, and people may not agree, but a healthy discussion is always wonderful. Banter is always good, but we need to look at look at the reason of what is happening before someone steps in and tries to get involved. So that's
Yeah.
I think the
And-
biggest thing here.
Yep.
Yeah, let's
I like
just,
that
leave.
who you are. That's lovely.
If people need to talk to one another, talk to each other in private, just leave people's family members out of it, because, like that, we've got to do our own private life and our personal life, and absolutely kids should never be brought into it. So, just go forward, doing better, being better, and that's all that we can do. So, Michelle, you have anything else you want to say? I know your wheels are turning on some Metalina stuff, so do you have anything else you want to say to wrap it up?
No, I just think, I mean, I pinned that because I think it's funny because I just said that earlier. Like, I spend more time trying to debunk somebody's theory than I do anything. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because if I think it's like the stupidest thing possible, but you are so dead set on it, I'll just bring you the facts and just put it in the comments. So,
Yeah.
I get that, Shan. That's why you and I need to have a conversation, and it doesn't need to be, or it could be on my channel. It doesn't need to be here. You and I need to have. You and I fight like this, and it's not healthy for anybody. Look how many people it affected. It affected more than anybody we know.
And
And
you're both being responsible for yourself, so that's nice to see.
Yeah.
You know, you've put that out there. She'll respond if she likes to in her own way. We'll just leave it there. How about that?
Yeah. I think that's the best way to do it.
It's a good start.
And I, like I said, I'm applauding everybody here for, we went one direction, we went to a different direction, and we brought it back, and we're moving towards that place of where we want to be in 2023. And
Shan, are
Shannon's
you
saying
going
she'll do
live
that.
now? I won't be there. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but I won't be there.
Oh, I'll be going to bed after this. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I'm going to
girl,
bed.
but I'm 2 or 3.
I took my gummy a while. Oh, you gotta.
Megan, that's for you. For
Lovely.
Shannon
What?
saying she'll unblock you if you want to be in her chat, but she doesn't want certain other people in her chat. So totally get that, respectfully get that, and I wish you all well going forward. I know that there have been bumps along the way, but I know that there's been friendships that are made that are even more powerful, and this will be okay, you guys.
I think
However
it's
it's gonna be okay.
will be a better year in a lot of ways.
So it sounds like maybe Shannon's going live on her side. So if you guys want to go over there and do that,
Jump
that's fine.
over there. Y'all can jump over there. I love y'all.
Love y'all.
Be
But,
well, be safe, and
thanks,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
really not
everybody.
really
Yeah, we'll
good.
see you next year, 2023.
Yes, Weezy, today is Friday.
You got that deep accent.
Who?
I got a deep accent. What's that mean?
My son heard you talking to me the other day.
No,
He's
I've
like,
got,
he just doesn't have an accent.
Head stare. Yes, today's Friday. Well, now it's Saturday because it's after 1 o'clock.
I'm not
Yeah,
typing.
you're gonna have to go into, if you have her blocked, you'll have to go into your YouTube, into your channel.
She wants you to DM her though, honey. DM her a
And then
link to the
settings.
channel so she can unblock.
Michelle or Squirrel, you just have to go to the community tab
Yeah.
and go to I've had to unblock many people, so
Yeah, it's in the customization, I think.
that's it.
Maybe not.
Well, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's a lovely olive
Customization
branch on
in your
both
YouTube
ends.
videos, man.
And I will say this, and this is I realized something recently, and maybe we don't know, when someone else blocks you on your channel, you get, that person is blocked from you. So I go places and I can't see people chatting and I have no idea what they're saying. And I'm like, why? And I go into my community chat and realize they're blocked. So if you guys are having things that you're not seeing, it might be because someone in your channel blocked somebody and you don't know that they're blocked. So I just thought I'd put that out there. I'm learning.
Good point.
So for those that are going to stay awake, Shannon's going to go live in 10 minutes, it sounds like. So so now is the open bar at Michelle's. I'm asking for a friend. Michelle, you'd have to ask that. Answer that. It solves a lot of. I'm not seeing
What?
certain people like type.
So now is the open bar.
10
No,
a.m.
no, dude, I'm going to bed.
I'm going to
Why
bed
drink
too.
it?
I'm exhausted. It's 2:00 in the morning here.
I might go find my last bowl and smoke it and then go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't have any more. It's all gone officially. So that's the new year. No more weed, no more cigarettes. So this is going to be a long
Yeah.
year.
The 10 was for 10 minutes from now. She'll be live. So those of you who want to go over there,
And I'll be
So
having
she's
my
saying that all
regular
are welcome
tarot
in the live.
tomorrow as well. So if you, for those of you that do come over, KDM, Amethyst, you know, whoever else that's in this chat, yeah. So I'll be doing my New Year's Eve tomorrow, probably like later than 10 tomorrow because I'm really tired. So I might be closer to
I have a
1.
question. I have a
It
question
was-
because I've asked my life this because I got this alcohol and I don't for Christmas from a family member and I don't know what to do with it. Does anybody know what you can drink with peach brandy?
Schnapps? Cheaps?
No, it's not peach
Brandy.
peach brandy. And I'm like, what the hell do you drink peach brandy? She gave me a whole bottle. I said, I'm gonna have the bottle. It's like a
You
huge
drink
bottle.
it by itself.
On
Does it
ice.
taste- I don't
yeah,
think it's
you
gonna
put ice
taste-
on it.
Are you kidding? Have you guys? If I start drinking that, we're gonna have and I'm just drinking it straight from the bottle. We have problems already. We have much bigger problems than.
Okay. Just add water to it. Put some iced tea in it. You could add.
Oh, I
more
can, but no, I don't think peach. Nothing goes with peach. What the hell
Yeah,
goes with peach?
Everything goes with peach.
Everything
I
goes
love
with
peach.
I don't know. I don't drink anything peach. Nothing peach. Nothing. And I went, really?
Well,
Do you drink apple juice?
No.
Orange juice? Cranberry
You're
juice.
you're getting
Well, I
sweet
drink-
tea.
I drink
And-
sweet tea, but I can't imagine
Ginger ale?
iced tea. I
Make
have iced tea.
Iced
Make your
tea's
own
good?
Jesus
okay,
juice.
pour a little bit in the iced tea and taste it.
Over
You will be
ice.
surprised.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, that could be a long night. I don't have to work tomorrow, so it could be a long night. Interesting.
That was the big
Alright,
trend
well.
in 2022, the Wednesday dance. Did you guys all watch Wednesday?
Yes, I loved Wednesday, and the fact that I have to wait a year now to have the rest. I went. This is not fair. I don't like that I have to wait a year, and my kids both made me watch it, and then they go, "Well, now we have to wait until 2024." And I said, "Well, it's only a year away." And my son said, "No, it's technically 2." I said, "Yes, but it's in a week, but it's only going to be a year." So they made me, but now I'm pissed because I have to wait until 2024 to watch it again.
Either side
Stupid.
says peach and mango go well together.
Well, but what mango? Oh, I guess peach and mango. I could get mango Snapple. I guess that would work.
All right. Well, I'm going to go. Michelle, I love you. Thank you for having me on panel. Thank you so much, Kristen. Love you. Thank you, Megan, for joining us and sharing your heart with everybody and all the forgiveness and talking, and love you. Thank you, Wheezy, for sharing your heart with us as well. Squirrels on Fire for sharing your heart as well. Everybody in chat who has given opinions that I've taken to heart and I treasure. And thank you for sharing yourself with me tonight and with everybody on panel. I'm exhausted. Happy New Year. See you all in 2 days, which is 2023. Which is the number 7, and I'll come to my channel, and you'll hear all about it. What the next year is going to bring. Okay.
Yep.
Love you guys. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you. Love you.
All right, you guys. We're gonna end it.
Michelle,
I
I'll be talking to you tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure Keller will have a lot to tell me.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right, honey. I'll talk to you later.
Because I'm not gonna want to get up in the morning.
Ooh.
No, it's 1:30. I'm not gonna want to get up in the morning.
Yep.
It's a good thing I don't.
Yeah. Good night, Shan. Good night, Amethyst, Wheezy, Spitting Kitten, Mark, whoever else in here still. Mega Pints. All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
Yep. Y'all go to Shan's and have fun. I'll see y'all on the other side.